here we go. The interview nobody thought was going to happen.
We back. Come on, let me get some clapping
That's
back
right.
here.
That's right.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you, Vlad. It's 60-40. It's like I was in Vegas and the dude was like, yo, keep doing Vlad, my nigga. Real gangster nigga. Bullhead. Nigga, yo, keep doing Vlad, man. Keep doing Vlad. And then it was 40%. Like I'm talking to certain people and they're like, nah, fuck Vlad. We don't like Vlad. So it was like 60-40. Yeah. So I was like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna give the people what they want because the 20, and you paying more. So we'll talk about that later again. And he's paying more, y'all. So I'm just like, thank y'all for the support because now he's paying more money. And that's what it's about. And 40% is like, nah, you a culture vulture. And I'm like, damn, Vlad been in the game for a long time. But you my guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, last time we did the interview.
People don't even know you took me and my man Hollywood to the, we probably the first niggas in the Calabasas Club.
No.
Well, I mean, I felt like the first nigga in there when I went in there. But
there's
it
all
was
types
cool.
of people that go to
Lunch
Calabasas
was cool
Country
there.
Club.
You're a cool guy, man. But it's like 60-40.
60-40?
Yeah, because you know my podcast coming soon, so you know I got to promote that here. You know that's coming soon. I got to promote it on VladTV. But it was 60-40. 60% of people was like, yo, Vlad, and 40% people saying, Vlad, bitch ass nigga. And I'm like, all right, well, cool.
Yeah, but you know the silent people, most of them actually like having you on here.
Yeah, definitely.
See what I'm saying?
I appreciate everybody.
The people who talk are usually the negative ones.
Yeah.
That's just how life works. The negative people are more loud.
I wouldn't say that. I just feel like you the bad guy sometimes and people just got opinions on you. And it's cool, different opinions.
That's okay. I mean, G-Unit was the bad guys of hip-hop for a long time.
You really think so?
Oh, yeah.
I think G-Unit just didn't fuck with nobody. We came in the game and we didn't really fuck with nobody. Like 50 didn't, nobody depended on features. So I think that's what it really is. And in New York City, it's always a competitive nature in hip hop.
Well, I think once you start dissing people who have big fan bases and you keep doing it over and over again, you kind of become the bad guy. Like, you know, in a wrestling match, you're the heel in a way. You see what I'm saying? You're like dissing everyone's heroes and making people turn against them and everything else like that.
I think it's worse now with drill music though.
Well, I mean, now it's more dangerous.
Because motherfuckers will say this nigga got shot and it could be a record that goes viral.
Right.
You've seen it before.
Well, I'm not saying it's better or worse. I'm just saying at one point you guys were the bad guys, and I think
we was the bad guys because we didn't fuck with nobody. I don't think so.
I think so. I mean, in the comments, you know, people can comment to see whether 50 and Gina were bad guys or not.
I think when you on top, you just gonna always be the bad guy.
Exactly. There's that part too.
At that point, you know, 50 Cent, Eminem was like, come on.
Right. I mean, look, Eminem was the bad guy for a long time.
Yeah, but come on, man.
Eminem
is still selling records. You know what I mean? Shout out to him and 50 and the whole team. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Dre, you know, it's just Jimmy Iovine. It was a movie.
Yep.
It was something in hip hop that I will always remember and had a good time. I could tell you my first time being in Dr. Dre's studio, what that was like. You know, he had the Hennessy there. Now we're drinking branching, but he had the Hennessy there. We had the Guito. He had his engineer, I think his name was Vito or something like that. And then going to Detroit, Eminem studio. You know what I'm saying? It was cold out there. He got, you know, engineers and this piano guy there. And, you know, you seeing people with live instruments. So those experiences, those are the experiences to me that is better than money, cars, anything. It's just the experience.
I feel you. Well, after our last interview, it made headlines that Tony Yayo's no longer doing VladTV, 50 paying him $5 million.
Nah, but 50 does have the deal on the table. Shout out to him.
So,
but you know, like I said, it was 60-40.
Okay.
I mean, you know, like 60% of people was like, yo, I love seeing you on Vlad, and 40%, like I said, Vlad is fuck Vlad.
Right.
And you know,
those 40% are still watching though.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, you know what's funny is that after all the headlines and everything else like that, and you also said that 50 hates me in the last interview. I was actually on a flight.
I told you I was joking with you about this.
Afterwards you told me you were joking, right? But on camera, everyone thought that you were serious, right?
Yeah, I told you I was joking with you.
I knew that, and you knew that, but the people didn't know that, right? So what happened was I was on my way to Savannah, Georgia to interview Quando Rondo. He's on house arrest right now, so he can't move around.
Right.
So from LAX, there's no direct flights to Savannah.
Right.
So I had to do a connecting flight through Houston. So I'm sitting in first class, and they're boarding and everything else like that. 50 Cent walks in.
Right.
I said, oh shit. I hadn't seen him in like 10 years or something like that.
Right.
But you know, we know each other. You know, we've had conversations.
Yeah, definitely.
So I pop up. I'm like, yo, it's Vlad. He's like, oh, what's up? The first thing I said was like, yo, Yayo say that you hate me and you don't want him to do interviews anymore. And he laughed it off.
Listen, man, 50 has 41 shows, bro.
Right.
I'm quite sure he's in a whole nother world, in a whole nother planet. Like, nothing bothers him right now.
Right.
You know, and he's to a point where, like, the guy's like, if I don't speak to him for 2-3 weeks, I understand. Mm-hmm. The guy got 41 shows. He just got the Las Vegas residency, 6 shows.
Yeah, congrats on that,
I don't know
by
the
the
numbers.
way.
Everybody's saying 15 million. I don't like to say numbers, you know, and congratulations to him on that.
Yeah.
And, you know, New Year's will be in Vegas, you know, Planet Hollywood, you know. I believe it's Planet Hollywood, right? Yeah, it's Planet Hollywood. I'm correct. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino.
Yeah, Planet Hollywood. So, you know, they say 16 shows, 15 million. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know what the number is, but, you know, shout out to him, and we'll be in Vegas for, you know, after Christmas and New Year. So everybody pull up to that.
Yeah.
And, you know, shout out to 50 because, you know, he pays good and make sure everybody around him's good.
Yeah,
you know?
No, we had a good conversation, man, because I was laughing when I said it, and he laughed too. Like, we were both laughing it up.
Trust me, at this point, I don't think he hates anybody.
Nah,
you know?
we good. So we were just,
right.
He's like, no, man, I love when Yayo does your show. He's like, I like when he does your show.
At 41 shows, flying around the world, like, he's, you know, forever booked millions, getting millions of dollars.
Yeah.
You know, like.
He's always smiling.
It's just, he's on a whole nother planet. Like I said, sometimes it's even hard for me to talk to him because, you know, he's busy. Yeah. He's cool. I'm busy too.
No, look, and then I basically was like, yo, I wanted to go to Humor Harmony, but I had a bunch of family shit going on. He's like, yo, you should go next year and like cover that shit. I'm like, cool, I'm there.
There's so many bookings.
Next year,
yo, it's so many bookings. It's crazy. Like I'm gonna be in Germany in January. So I got booked for that already. So I already got a tour, like my own tour coming in January in Germany, and I think I'm going to Switzerland and a couple other places. So I got my own tours booked too. So shout out to them. See me in Germany for the New Year's. Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of stuff is going on since our last interview.
Yeah.
A lot of people just got out of prison recently.
Okay.
First of all is Big Meech.
Oh yeah, shout out to Big Meech, man.
You seen the picture of him?
Yeah, shout out to Big Meech. Free Big Meech, man. He's here.
Big Meech free.
It's a boob. Yeah, he's free now.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can't say free Big Meech anymore.
That's great.
Big Meech free.
You know, hell yeah. But you know, the whole Free Meech movement was just crazy. You know, the TV show was a hit. Shout out to his son. And, you know, they created a hit show, you know, about his life. And, you know, I remember when them guys was around, you know, 10, 20 Bentleys and shutting down the clubs. And, you know, definitely a legend in the game. So shout out to him, you know, Big Meech on.
Yeah, he was originally locked up in 2005.
Right.
And he took a 30-year plea deal for running a continuous criminal enterprise, a CCE.
Right.
Ended up doing 19 years.
Right.
His brother got out a few years ago because of COVID.
Right. Yeah.
So he's out right now, but I believe he's on 4 years of supervised.
Yeah, of course.
Something.
He probably probation, whatever it is. We actually don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? But
I don't know
shout
the
out to
details
him,
of it.
and you know, I know the show is gonna actually probably do, you know, more numbers. So shout out to him at 50 because now he's home. Now people's like, yo, I'm gonna go watch the show. Now people are even more interested to watch Little Meech, you know, do his thing, you know?
Yeah, imagine if Big Meech does a cameo on BMF.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
That's got to be in the works.
That'll be super dope.
That's got to be in the works.
Yeah, I mean, if 50's involved, definitely.
You know, maybe like a flash forward or something like that, you know?
If 50's involved, you know, it's a possibility anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yep. Yeah, man. Like I said, I told the story a million times. I had met him one time at his house. Cool dude. You know, had a cool energy about him. And, you know, he did his time. Did his 19 years.
Definitely a real,
and, you know,
definitely a real G. And when you think about him, you think about good times in them early 2000s. Because, you know, G-Unit was lit at that time. And I remember, you know, Buck hanging with them and Spider Loke and, you know, mad niggas used to hang with them. And, you know, them niggas, everywhere they went, it was just a movie, Smack DVD. You know what I mean? Seeing my son Tone, everybody, you know what I'm saying? I even think one of my mans cut, like, niggas paying $1,000 for, like, a haircut type shit. Like, Meech was just a nigga that, you know, was, nigga, when he's around, it's a movie, you know what I'm saying?
It was
like,
crazy.
That's where everybody, at that time, it was just, everything was there.
Yeah.
It was good. So with the music thing, it was just, you know, hopefully that would have took off before the feds actually came, you know what I mean? Well, Jeezy took off, and Blue was doing this thing at that time.
Jeezy took off, but I feel like Jeezy kind of separated himself from BMF when he started to take off. You know what I'm saying? Like something happened because it wasn't under the BMF umbrella.
But I just know, like, that whole era with Jeezy BMF, Blue Da Vinci, all of them. That shit was just crazy back then.
Yeah, did you actually party with him at all?
I think so. I'm not sure. I don't recall, but I just know everything was just a movie. You know, that was pre-Instagram, so it was like what, MySpace back time?
No, this is before MySpace, I think.
Yeah.
Is it before? Yeah, this is before MySpace.
Shout out to the
this is
Knicks and the Yankees, man. It's New York,
2004 or something.
Shout out to the Knicks and the Yankees, Vlad, man.
Yeah.
New York, man.
New York
we in the
is,
World Series. Shout out to the Yankees, man. And the Knicks, we gonna make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
We got Towns now, Big Bodega. We good.
Okay. Well, King Tut also got out.
Yeah, shout out to King Tut. I just seen him in a picture with Murder, Brooklyn.
Yeah. King Tut allegedly shot Tupac.
Allegedly. Yeah.
He was sentenced to 5 life terms for violent robberies.
Right.
He was actually the only person ever sentenced to mandatory life in prison out of the Eastern District of New York under the 3 Strikes Law. But what had happened was the judge that sentenced him felt that this was an overly harsh sentence.
Definitely.
You know?
And at the same time, when you got dream team lawyers like at the winning circle, like, you know what I'm saying? White Tellenbach sent you, Murder, 50 got the dream team, because, you know, he had good lawyers and he got out. That's what sometimes, you know, it comes down to.
So that's what happened with
Like
King Tut?
that's like my man El Dorado and his brother Leak. They uncle was Ronnie Bump. Like, we trying to get him out because he got like 100 years really for like robbing banks and robbing niggas. And he been in for like 35.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I think they got this 3-strike rule right now where like they come on, like harsh time. Like,
Yeah, well, they're going back. And basically the judge said that he
Some
felt
dudes
that it
got
was
100 years. You gotta think, 100 years? Come on, bro. Like, if you, like Ronnie Bump, for instance, my man uncle, he been in 35 years.
Yeah. Crazy.
It's like, come on, bro.
Right, because the judge said that he felt it was an overly harsh sentence, and he said that over time, the sentencing climate has changed.
Right.
He felt that it would be right to actually let him out early. So
Right.
he ended up doing 27 years total.
Yeah, 27 years is a lot of time.
It's a lot of time.
Tut deserved to be out. And shout out to him, shout out to Murder, shout out to Sleepy Hollow, Chef, White, the whole winning circle, you know what I'm saying?
Haitian Jack is Wyclif's cousin.
Yeah, definitely.
I know that.
Yeah.
King Tut, I'm not sure what the connection is.
Like, I seen Jack in, like, L.A. by himself. Like, he just
Before he got
was a
deported.
different type of nigga. I don't listen to what the streets say. If I go off what I see sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Niggas was some wild niggas from what I seen, some wild Brooklyn niggas. You know? Brooklyn niggas always been wild low.
Yeah, well, there's Brooklyn, and then there's Queens, and Gerald Prince Miller has been released.
I heard Prince. Yeah, I heard he came home. Yep.
In 1992, he was sentenced to life without parole. And 50 rapped about him in Ghetto Quran. He said, when you hear talk of the South Side, you hear talk of the team, see N-words, feared Prince, and respected Preem. For all you slow motherfuckers don't break it down iller, see Preem was a businessman and Prince was the killer. So that's Prince's nephew. And he basically was running things from 81 to 2006. But under his leadership, there was way more murders and way more violence.
If you read like Edward Burns, Cop Shot, like I wasn't around that era.
Yeah.
But, you know, Queens was like, you know what I'm saying? The first place where undercover cop like actually got shot if you read the Edward Burns story.
He wasn't undercover. He was plain clothes. He was actually uniformed. He was a uniformed cop
they made undercovers because of that situation right there. So like everybody just know the legends of, you know, Baisley, 40.
Yeah,
you know,
Pappy Mason was the one that allegedly put that hit in.
Put it like this: in the 80s, those were our heroes. Not just them though. Like niggas from my block, like True. You know, rest in peace, Dre. 50, like I said, he came out, he was 12, so he was around niggas at a young age. That was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you had niggas, you had Black Just. Like, I was familiar with Fifth, Black Just. Preem, I see him, you know, I really didn't know him. Prince, I didn't really know him, but I seen Preem before in the streets, and you know what I'm saying? Like, with the E-Money bags and the Homos and the Troys, there was so many legends in Queens. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of niggas that either they was getting money or they gun go off. Same way as Brooklyn. That's just the way the streets is. And it's like that now. It might be even more worse. Cause, you know, niggas be, you know, 12 shooting, you know, and it's fucked up, but, you know, that's how the streets is. Huh?
Well, the other person who just got out was Ali Zoe Adam, who is actually the founder of the Zoe Pound.
Oh, okay.
And I just did his first interview.
Oh, okay. Makazo?
No, people think it's Makazo. It's actually Ali.
Oh, okay.
Who was the actual founder.
I know Makazo was on one of my mixtapes. Shout to the Zoe Pound. Makazo.
Yeah. He was there. He was one of the founders, but Ali is the actual founder of the Zoe Pound.
I was familiar with Makazo.
Yeah, Makazo got locked up relatively early.
Yeah.
And then Ali continued to kind of build up
word.
the organization.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to the Zoe.
What's interesting is, we went through his whole story because at this point, he did his time. He ended up doing 18 years.
Okay.
But they were transporting.
Imagine doing 18 years mentally. You think you could do it?
18 years. Me, nah, I couldn't do it.
You would hang up, right? You probably.
I'll try to escape.
You want to escape?
Go to Russia somewhere.
It's your only escape is you. Some people will try to hang up, but
Will try to hang
hopefully
themselves?
that doesn't.
I don't think I'd hang myself.
I wouldn't want nobody to do suicide, but it's just crazy. But just some people can mentally do. I know people that did 18 to 20 years, but mentally everybody can't do it.
Well, I heard solitary will mess you up more than the actual years.
Right.
Doing a year or two in solitary will really screw up your head.
Yeah. And I don't suggest nobody do suicide, though.
Yeah. Well, what was interesting about his story, because at this point, he could talk about it because he did his time.
Right.
They were shipping thousands of kilos from Haiti. That was their actual
because because Haiti is right there, no? Haiti is not.
Yeah, it's right
Florida,
there. So
Florida
basically,
got a lot of stuff next to it, right?
Well, right, because the drugs would come from Colombia, and then they would hit Haiti, and then Haiti would basically pack up thousands and thousands of kilos, ship it over, then they would send millions of dollars back to Haiti. They would do it by boat, they would do it by plane.
That shit crazy.
This was before 9/11, so American Airlines, they would basically take suitcases and put 5 bricks in every suitcase. No one would check nothing. They would all go through, and they would have 8 suitcases. So you'd ship over 40 bricks. Just on American Airlines.
Yeah, listen, anybody who has the mind that could do that can run a Fortune 500 company. So it's you gotta think about it. Any dude that was in the streets that knew how to get money and start a business, whether it's drugs, whatever kind of drugs, weed, whatever, or coke or whatever, you could run a Fortune 500 company damn near, man. When you look at and we don't want to glorify these guys because, they kill some people, but when you look at Chapo and Pablo, these guys was making billions of dollars.
Yeah.
And then even looking at guys in the street that came from nothing, like us, to come where we come from, people was arguing over blocks back then, and now you look at it is that really money?
No, not at all.
It's not really the money that you compare we making now. No way.
Well, his story is pretty interesting. We get into it in his interview. He would hold down Diddy when he would come to Miami, and he talked about how he would bring drugs to Diddy, coke and whatever else, party drugs.
He said that in the interview?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. At one point, he got into a situation with Lil Wayne, and he ended up taking all of Wayne's jewelry.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And then, he eventually, Khaled came in, he gave it back, and then Wayne shouted him out on a song, say, me and Zoe are cool now, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Why you want to talk about this with him?
I'm just saying, this is part of the story. But here's an interesting part of the story that you may not know. That involves y'all. Okay, so he talked about a meeting that happened between Chris Lighty and Jimmy Henchman, and he was there. So the meeting, this was at the point where Game wanted to leave G Unit, and there was a discussion. I guess Jimmy was saying, look, let Game just leave, and then, you guys won't get any more royalties or whatever else. And Chris Lighty wasn't going for it. And, they started to kind of argue, whatever, and at one point he said that Chris Lighty mushed Jimmy Henchman in the face.
I agree with that.
The meeting was over after.
Because let me tell you something, man.
Number one, have you ever heard this story?
Look. I heard of it. I heard of a couple of scuffles, but for me, Chris Lighty was never soft.
No, he was baby Chris from back in the day.
No, but look, he was baby Chris back in the days. But when I'm not trying to amp it, but when he started hanging with 50 and niggas was just on some fuck everybody shit, it is what it is. Cause that's how niggas move. Niggas don't claim to be the toughest nigga, but if you try, you will see. You know what I'm saying? And niggas seen it numerous times in the industry of niggas we done doing garbage cans and all kind of shit. So, for me, niggas don't claim to be tough, but we with the shit. So Chris Lighty, he handle his business, but rest in peace to him. People think he tough, you know what I'm saying? And he not tough or he not gangster, and he'll pop. He ready to fight. especially when he was hanging around 50. Cause trust me, remember he was beefing with Mike Son and them back in the days too. Like, and he was with the shit, and shit was going down. I know Mike Son a good guy now, but niggas, you know, remember everything. Chris was with the shit, and we was around for all that when all that was happening. So we'll be in the office and niggas be like, man, fuck everybody. Cause that's 50 energy, that's how he moved. And niggas like, man, fuck everybody. So for me, like, the industry, that's why, like, I really don't like to fuck with a lot of niggas in the industry. Cause rest in peace, Chris. I don't want to say no names, but like, there's niggas that'll fuck with Henchman. You know what I'm saying? And like, he's in his grave, and niggas will fuck with Henchman knowing what type of shit he was on. That's what I try to say. I never had no real smoke with Henchman. The whole smoke was really from Chris Lighty. Cause like, when Fifth went with Chris Lighty, you just inherited some kind of shit. Like, he was already beefing with niggas over here because niggas was trying to play him like he was a bitch, and he was baby Chris from the tunnel that seen niggas get thrown through the tunnel windows and seen niggas get beat up and seen, you know what I'm saying? So,
no, look, I remember.
But when he got around Fifth and he was around niggas that, because after Fifth got shot, niggas was on some whatever type shit.
Look, I remember this one time I'd interviewed Busta Rhymes and we were kind of hanging out afterwards. And he had pulled up this picture of the Violators, the gang. You know, the street.
Yeah, I think I seen that on like a documentary.
Yeah. And it was a picture of all of them, and Chris Lighty was like kind of in the middle. He goes, yeah, so these guys here will stab you, and these guys here
and shout to the old school Violators.
Shoot you.
See?
You know, these guys here will beat you up, and Chris Lighty kind of did a little everything.
But look, see, I said, see, that was Violators.
That was the Violators,
That was just niggas in the street, and they was probably all a family, and shout to them. But I knew Violators is just a business. Like, I come to the office, you'll see Mona Scott, you see Claudine, you see James Cruz, you see, what's my man? You see Brent, you see Do Love, you know what I'm saying, the intern. You see Yandy. Yandy was there. So for me, it was more of a business. Everybody there was working. You know what I'm saying? And who did have Chris Lighty? Everybody, let's keep it real. Like I say again, and I don't like to bring up shit because I don't want to talk about niggas, but Chris Lighty had who? 50 Cent, Fat Joe, K-Slay, Diddy, who else?
LL Cool J, Busta Rhymes, Missy Elliott, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a bunch. So, Papoose was over there at one point.
Papoose,
yeah,
fucking a lot of artists was over there. That was like a 300 before 300. So when Henchman moved on the same block, and he had Game.
Yeah.
Who else he had? What's the Biggie guy from California? Sound like Biggie?
Yeah. Gorilla Black.
Didn't
he have Akon at one point?
He had Akon, of course. Yeah, it was
just dude from Groove Theory.
Yeah, just different dudes. And not saying nothing's wrong about them, but come on, Chris Lighty was the guy. Look at his portfolio.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It was a much bigger organization.
He moved on the same block. So like I said, that shit was more inherited, but it is what it is. Like, I don't take nothing back, whatever.
So that mushing.
But for the bitch ass niggas that fuck with Henchman, that's what makes these niggas in the industry bitches, and that's why I don't fuck with niggas. And that's what 50 explained me from the beginning. Like, these niggas are bitches. For the niggas that fuck with him, you a bitch. I'm not gonna say no names, but you a bitch, cause Chris mushed him, like you said, like your man said in the interview, and that's what he brung up. He was there.
Yes.
So
I'm just making sure that, you know, the story.
No, I'm telling you, I believe that's valid because they had a couple, Henchman and Chris had a couple of scuffles.
Okay.
But what I'm saying to you is, for a nigga to fuck with Henchman after all the shit that went down, word. His brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, you's a bitch. And that's what industry niggas do. And that's why I don't fuck.
Well, after that situation, Violator's front door got shot up. So,
you know the story, man.
Yeah,
come on, man.
It got crazy.
Everybody knows
the whole thing got crazy.
You know what I mean? It's like.
And by the way, this is a little off topic, but did you ever find it weird that Chris Lighty allegedly killed himself?
I don't want to talk about that because I don't believe that.
Yeah.
So it's just like
it's
a hurtful subject for me because I know Chris Lighty for being a cocky motherfucker. He'll argue with anybody that tries to do some dumb shit. He'll never get over. You know, he's never trying to let you get over. You ain't getting over on Chris Lighty. And he had a team of geniuses, like I said, Mona Scott, right? James Cruz, Claudine, you know what I'm saying? You had Yandy there, and then you had Dulove, you had Brent, you had a dream team there. So he was, a good management. It was like, a 300 before, 300 was there.
Yeah, man.
So my whole thing is just like in this game, it's always gonna be jealousy, and the niggas gonna make it look like, but like I said, son moved on the same block as him. So it was like, yo, we on this block, we on the same block, and we doing the same kind of business. It's cool, and I'm not hating on that, man. Whatever.
Well, nothing's wrong with being on the same block as someone. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, if you want to block VladTV and a nigga move on the same block as you doing the same thing, that's crazy.
Wouldn't care.
Nah, but that's
wouldn't care.
All right. You wouldn't care.
They could be on the same floor.
You
In
wouldn't
fact,
care.
I think the source is in this building.
Yo, well, let me tell you, you wouldn't care, but to somebody that looks weird to me, that's just your opinion. And like the public say, everything Vlad say ain't right. The 40%, Vlad, you're not always right.
That's okay.
You're not always right. What makes you credible is you've been around for a long time with VladTV.
That's right.
So that's what makes you credible. So people be like, who the fuck is Vlad to talk about the culture? Well, Vlad been in the game for a long time, and that's what I have to explain. Well, fuck Vlad. Don't fuck with Vlad no more. Shout to y'all too, though. Don't fuck with Vlad no more.
Zoe, before he got arrested, owned 142 properties.
I'm quite sure.
Subways, Dairy Queens, laundromats, all types of communities in Georgia, the whole nine.
Shout to him.
The whole nine.
He was a smart motherfucker.
He got arrested for kingpin charges, CCE, conspiracy to distribute 6,000 plus kilos of cocaine,
Damn.
money laundering, wire fraud, and mortgage application fraud. Because he was, the money was drug money, so he was having all types of people fill out applications and get mortgages and own properties and other people's names.
That's crazy. Yeah, man, that motherfucker was getting that brick money, man. In the 90s, how the streets was, it was, it was a lot of money in the streets, bro. Still money now, but, it's different.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's back home, and the first interview will be on VladTV. It was filmed a couple days ago.
Oh, word. Shout to him, man. Shout to the Zoe Pound. Shout to the Zoes.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with him, but he sounds like a legend, and shout to Macazo. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, listen.
Shout to Red Eyes. No Red Eyes.
Right. Listen, I remember before I did the interview, I said, I got something big for my Haitian viewers.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone's like trying to figure out who it is. You got a Haitian Jack interview. You got Tony Yayo coming back. I'm like, nah, y'all ain't ready for this one.
Yeah, because they know I'm Haitian too. They probably thought you was going to have Jack, but that's going to be a big one. That's going to be a big interview. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to the whole Zoe Pound. Whole Miami, whole Florida, man.
Well, 50 had posted a video that consisted of our interview and Drink Champs kind of mushed together.
Right.
And he basically said, note to self, don't tell Yayo nothing you don't want everyone to know.
He Diddy, you like, yo, this dude is a billionaire. So people in the hood that don't got it is like, yo, Diddy is stupid. I never had industry friends. So for me, it's weird to even be friends with rappers. When P. Diddy could have signed 50. That's the meeting that 50 said, yo, we gonna meet P. Diddy just because of the Biggie shit. But I'm not fucking with that nigga. We in the office. It's me and 50. Right. He just went in there just seeing whatever deals he can get. Right. He's telling 50 like, yo, I can't sign you. You know, you got beef with Preem and all that. And he sat down and was scared of Preem and them. A lot of like, yo, we don't want to deal with the Preem shit. And that's basically what Diddy was saying. So you got to understand, people don't understand the history of 50 and Diddy and what really happened in hip-hop. We always been hated. So I never been to P. Diddy party, Jay-Z brunch. I know it's fun. Bad Boy House, I never been there. I know it's cool to be down with Diddy and Jay-Z. And we was down with 50, had beef with everybody. Right.
And there was a bunch of Diddy stuff.
Nah, 50's my guy, man. We just joke around like that. Like when we on a private jet, that's why like doing shows and having fun, and we on a private jet, it's me, Murder, 50, my son L, Star, certain type of niggas, different niggas, his lawyer sometimes, like, we just be chilling and vibing, and sometimes, niggas will play cards, or niggas will have jokes, and it's like, you don't have to be tough all the time. Like, when I wake up for breakfast, I'm not tough, you know what I mean? I just might, when you eat your Frosted Flakes, or your bacon and
eating your
cheese,
cereal.
yeah, it's no...
Me mugging the milk.
You don't have to be tough 24 hours a day. So we be having fun. I know they be thinking, but we be on timing, but we have fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I see it, man.
I see it. Fun, man.
I'll go ahead and play the clip also, because I actually thought
so
it was kind of a funny
cool.
clip.
You know, listen, 50's my guy, man. When somebody help you make millions of dollars of revenue and or help you in any situation, like, yo, do this, give this advice, it's like, yo, bro, you got 50 Cent right here, bro. This guy's one of the biggest, he's an icon, one of the biggest in the world. So when you get just the information alone, it's good enough for me, you know?
A few weeks after our last interview, Diddy got officially arrested.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Were you shocked?
I'm never shocked with the feds, bro. you know, with the feds, that's just one machine that you just can't beat. You know, even going to trial with the feds is just a gamble. You know, and I had a light fed charge. I had passport fraud. Yeah. You know, but just fucking with the feds is that's something you don't want to do. Especially, it go by the point system. So like, even one of my sons, his little friends, he's looking at like 15 to life. Like,
for what?
I mean, he's just high on the point system. Got in some trouble. He's in the 40. I think it's 43. He's like in the 40s, 43. I think is the top number if you look it up. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar. But it's like me doing my little time in the feds. I realized that the feds is a machine that you just don't want to fuck with. Like, I read stories like of guys selling fake work, like fake bricks, to the feds. Like, it could be flour or whatever.
It doesn't matter, though.
Look, they'll still charge you for the bricks.
You could sell fake cocaine and get charged for real cocaine.
That's crazy. So
because it's intent.
Yeah, because like when I did my little time, when I did my skid bid in the feds, I read the like Fed guidelines. So for me, I was just reading some of the stories. I'm like, wow, this guy got charged for 5 bricks and it was fucking sugar or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the feds still charged him.
Well, here's the thing. Because I remember I talked to someone about this, and he said, look at the reverse. The feds can go undercover and sell you a bunch of fake cocaine, and you'll get charged for buying real cocaine. Exactly. It goes both ways.
So it's like when you see them windbreaker, when you see them jackets at the door, it's just, to me, that's like your worst nightmare. It's like, you know, nobody wants to fuck with the feds. I mean, have you heard about like ADX? Like where motherfuckers like, I seen somebody online talking about that.
Supermax?
Like, yeah, the Supermax. Like with Chapo and them, that shit is like fucking 23-hour lockdown. Word.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't surprised he got arrested because once that grand jury started, I said, okay, it's a wrap. He's gonna get indicted because grand jury.
It's to a point where you almost feel sorry for him, like, but you can't, like, once you're a billionaire and you do these crimes, supposedly, it's allegedly. Like, yo, people's gonna, shit gonna happen. And you know how the lawsuits go, like, you know what I'm saying?
Here's what did surprise me is that he didn't get a bail. He now has had 3, bail
listen,
attempts.
When you fucking with the feds, bro, they do what they want to do. They don't give a fuck who the fuck you are. You could be fucking Elvis coming back from the dead. They don't give a fuck, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they charge you, when they get you, they coming to get you. And that's just how the feds play. So for me, all I can say is, I can't feel sorry for a nigga. He made his mind. I don't fuck with him. So that, like, but for the public that feels sorry for him, when the feds come, yo, bro, they coming. It's like you take it to trial is a major roll of the dice. Me? Call me the cop-out kid. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that Diddy's going to take it to trial?
I mean, I don't know. He's facing some real shit.
He's facing life.
So
charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and kidnapping.
But
racketeering is so crazy.
Everybody know. Listen, bro. Everybody know. Shout out to everybody in the feds. Free a lot of niggas in the feds. If you a good dude, please free you. If you clean, you got a clean jacket. But everybody know an indictment is like the hardest shit to beat. They giving regular, you hear regular street niggas getting 100 years. Word, I done heard a nigga in the street get 100 and something years for gangbanging. Word.
Because it's the feds.
Bro, niggas be getting time, bro. So it's like they have no pity on nobody. That's one machine you don't want to fuck with. What they say, the FBI, the IRS, and what, the CIA? 3 machines.
DEA?
The DEA, yeah. Those are three niggas you don't want to fuck with, bro.
I was a little surprised, though, because the reason why they didn't give him bail is because he was witness tampering. Like, I don't know if you heard about this whole story, but
I heard about it.
So he was sued by one of the girls in
Danny Kane.
Danny Kane. And she had mentioned one of the other girls in the lawsuit.
Dawn, you talking about Dawn, right?
Dawn. Yeah,
I remember at a party. Dawn was mad cool. I remember at a party at what was it? What was the club that was open? Greenhouse, and she was there one night. Everybody was there, making good. One of my birthday parties. She seemed like she was cool.
Yeah, no.
But once you start witness tampering is a major charge too. You done seen that in the streets.
Well, yeah, because what happened was Dawn filed the lawsuit, and in the lawsuit, she had mentioned Kalina Harper, who's the other girl in Dirty Money. Now, Kalina, I believe, is married to a good friend of Diddy. So right after this lawsuit came out, Diddy had called and texted her 128 times. And then she put out a statement saying, I don't remember any of the stuff that Dawn is mentioning to me in the lawsuit. So he goes and contacts her over 100 times, and suddenly she puts out a statement supporting him. Feds aren't stupid.
Yeah,
they know what just happened.
That's witness tampering, and then they're gonna go back and they're gonna subpoena you, and that's just how it works. That's like, for instance, in my lifetime, when the Henchman shit happened, I got subpoenaed, but my lawyer stopped the subpoena.
Right.
They subpoenaed my sister. My lawyer couldn't stop that. I tried to, when she didn't have to go to court. She didn't want to go to court. So Henchman would be like, "Oh, sending his family to court." Why am I sending? I'm not sending my family to court. They got subpoenaed by the feds.
So your sister had to take the stand?
Yeah, she didn't take the stand against him. She just said the crib got shot up.
Right.
But once you get subpoenaed by the feds and you're a civilian, I tried to get my lawyer Scott Lehman to stop it. He said, I can't stop it. She gotta go. He stopped mine. I didn't want to get subpoenaed. I don't want to take the stand.
You weren't in the house when it happened.
I wasn't even there.
So there you go.
They just wanted me to subpoena me and part of his case. But I was like, I'll go to jail. You know what I'm saying?
So you were willing to go to jail before taking the stand?
Yeah, well, what are you talking about?
If they gave you 10 years, you would do 10 years rather than take the stand?
I'm not taking a stand on nobody.
10 years?
Because you got to understand, taking a stand is also a life sentence for your family. What happens to your kids and your family that's still in the streets? So you tell on somebody, and what happens? I'm just telling you, it's the same thing. It's a life sentence. So even though it ain't gonna be 10 years, what they would have gave me 18 months, 10 months, not to tell on this nigga, and I'm not, and then subpoena my sister, you know what I mean? And my sister, you know what I'm saying? She had to go. But all she said was the house got shot up. She was in the house. Yeah, she didn't say he did it.
Yeah, she didn't say who did it or anything else like that, yeah.
So a nigga be, in the jails or whatever, nigga got his family, and that's just the truth.
Yeah.
Nigga got his family, you know what I'm saying?
Well, your mom was home, right?
Wasn't my mom's there?
Or it was just your sister?
I think it was my sister and niece. I gotta look at everything. I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Got it. It was your mom's house, though?
Yes, my mom's crib, yeah.
Well, a bunch of lawsuits started coming out. 120 people is being represented by this one lawyer.
Let's make it make sense. When the lawsuits come, they come. It's gonna be a snowball effect. Right. You got to think like this. The smartest thing to do is to do what Donald Trump, file bankruptcy.
That's it. I pay nobody. That's it.
Yeah, don't pay. That would have been maybe the smartest thing to do, and maybe it wouldn't have caused everybody else to sue him. But that's how it works when you're a billionaire or you a guy like these guys that got a lot more money than me. That people are gonna sue you. You get hit in the head by fucking Clyde Davis. Punch me in the head. Come on, what you think? I need $5 million for that. Like it's just. Right. How the world works.
There was 120 lawsuits from just one lawyer. He put up a Diddy abuse hotline that got 12,000 phone calls in one day. Hey. I think everybody at this point who's ever taken a picture with Diddy is now considering suing him.
Yo, bro, it is what it is. Listen, what do they say about rappers? And you know what's crazy? Diddy said this in a meeting with me and 50 one time. He was like, yo, rappers are targets. Why? Because you got the 3 Bs. Bank accounts, Bentleys, and
he said that.
Yeah, that's me sitting. I'm right here. It's me and 50.
Bank accounts,
Bentleys, and
bitches. Wow.
I never forgot that.
That's ill.
I might have put that in the line in the song, but you got the 3 Bs, so you a target. Bs. So for as smart as he is, as smart as 50 is, as smart as Jay-Z is, as smart as Master P, as smart as Snoop, as smart as Shaquille O'Neal with all kinds of endorsements, as smart as all these guys are, they know to, you can't do certain things. It's gonna be a lawsuit, bro. And I don't, allegedly, like I said, allegedly did, we seen the Cassie tape, so it kind of made it worse.
Oh, yeah.
And we know, don't fuck with the feds. The feds will push all kinds of buttons to shut you down, bro.
Well, yeah, because
that's all I know.
Diddy say,
look, I'm telling you, me doing a skid bid and shout to niggas in the feds is doing natural life.
You did how much time total?
I did a couple of months.
Yeah.
That shit wasn't.
Yeah.
The food ain't. I'm quite sure P. Diddy ain't liking that slop. He ain't getting no filet mignon, no caviar pancakes, no
duck in Romania.
They already had that in the media. Complaining, they gonna give you straight slop, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you go to commissary and somebody's picking up the rice and all that other, and he's by himself. That's the worst thing. You dolo, but that's how it could be real for any nigga and life could change. You can go from filet mignon to MDC slop.
Yep.
And that's for anybody.
He's there right now. While me and you are thinking about where we're going to have dinner tonight, if we're going to have lobster or steak.
That goes to show you, what would you rather have?
Crazy.
This is just the point that why every meme and everything you see and everybody talks about Diddy and it's every subject is because it's looking like a billionaire that lost his freedom. Like, that's the illest story you could, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A billionaire. You could say, I want $50 million bail. You think you're going to make bail where you could go eat filet mignon or go eat Say Less. The simple things you miss. Say Less, Chop House, Gayukaku, the farm fried chicken, a Big Mac. Them little things, because I did a little bit of time, skid bids. But them little things, Chinese chicken wings from the corner store, chopped up with the French fries and the ketchup and the hot sauce. A beef patty with cocoa bread.
Yeah. He
can't have none of that. So the whole thing is why it's amazing to people, because they like, you got a billionaire, they always say everybody's billionaire, so-called billionaire, because I don't know, liquid or what our assets. A so-called billionaire in jail, 50 million can't get you out. That's a lesson for everybody.
Yeah. I was a little surprised.
That's why for me, in life, learn to stay humble.
Right.
Cause shit could change any minute. And it ain't no hate when niggas say that, because that in the hood and people, just regular civilians that work 9 to 5s and bust their ass just to have the simplest things in life, they wish they could be in a position of even me, and I'm not even on that level. And you fuck that up, you're gonna have a lot to say, bro. The world is gonna have a lot to say.
I mean, I was honestly surprised that he didn't get bail, because think about it. Harvey Weinstein had bail. R. Kelly originally had bail.
But once, witness,
the FTX guy. The FTX guy put up $250 million for his bail, and he got it.
Witness tampering with the feds is not a light offense, bro.
Yeah.
It's not. The feds and the state is two different things. If you got a state case, it's different than a fed case. What's the address for the Fed building? What's the address? Look it up. It's right here in the city. Everybody know that. When you go to that building, you got problems, man.
500 Pearl Street?
There you go. 500 Pearl Street. That's the building in New York City, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to go to.
500 Pearl Street.
Yep, you don't want to go to that building. See, a state case and a Fed case is different.
Yeah.
Motherfucker will roll a dice with the state case, but you roll a dice on a trial with a Fed case? Oh, Lord. And listen, I learned this from doing skid bids with a couple of jailhouse lawyers. And it's when it's real, it's real. When the feds don't give a fuck, there's no machine bigger than them.
The trial date is May 5th, 2025, but I don't think it's gonna happen on that date. Because here's the thing, there's more pending charges.
I'm gonna tell you, let me tell you the worst thing about jail and prison, because there's a difference.
Right, he's in jail right now.
He's in jail, he's not in prison.
Yeah.
Prison is when if he go, God forbid, to ADX, that's like, you don't want to go there. Chapo, a lot of real niggas over there. I think Pistol Pete, a lot of niggas. I don't know if Rod Dollar in there. Rod Dollar from Brooklyn, is he in there?
Rod, no, I'm
No,
not sure.
no.
You're talking about Rod Diggs.
Rod Diggs, my bad.
Yeah.
I said to say Rod Diggs. Rod Diggs, I don't know if he in there, but a lot of, that's 24 hour? 24 hour lockdown?
23 and 1 or 24?
Yeah, 23 and 1.
I mean, would Diddy get sent?
Yeah, I think, I don't know if Rod Diggs is in there, but I think Pistol Pete is in there. Look it up. Is Chapo in there?
Chapo, I think, is ADX.
Chapo is definitely an ADX. That's in Colorado in the mountains. Hey.
Yep, Florence, Colorado.
Yeah, that shit's in the mountains. ADX. That's maximum.
Yep.
That's weird. I think Pistol Pete, is Pistol Pete in there?
I'm not sure.
Oh,
I'm not sure, because a lot of this stuff is like old. This is from like 2012.
Yeah, because I'm
like
like, free my man CB too, man. Free my man PD. Free my man Haas.
Let me ask you a
lot of
question.
the homies, huh?
Based on, the little time that you did in the feds,
Yeah.
do you think that Diddy is going to be safe in prison, or do you think that someone might end up stabbing him?
He's
or whatever?
high profile, so he's gonna be secluded. So like when I was on Rikers, I was in general population. So I got a lot of respect for that. Cause like how Tory Lanez, him being in general pop is very dangerous, but he gets a little more respect because you don't want to be in protective custody. Police walk you around all day.
Right, well, Tory's in
like,
the state, though. This is the Fed.
Yeah, but Tory's not in PC, though. He signed out of PC. He's not in protective custody. With Diddy, he's super high profile.
Yes.
So he's never going to be like in general population. They're not going to risk something happen to him.
So even he's going to be with the snitches and the...
There's a chance he can go to ADX. Hopefully he don't. That's 23-hour lockdown.
But even in PC, you still have to deal with dudes that might want to do something to you.
PC protective custody, I've never been in it, so I couldn't tell you how it is.
Okay.
But I know the police on the island, the police walk with you everywhere. So it's just different. That's what I seen, my little skid bids. Because I never did a long bid. My shit skid bids. I never did, niggas like Pistol Pete and them niggas did long stretches. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Shine spoke about it after Diddy got arrested, and he basically said that he felt that Diddy ruined his life. He basically went along with, meeting up with him afterwards for his own, for Belize and so forth. But I interviewed,
you got to look at it like this. If I was Sean back then and I'm going to eat the case, you got to give me a couple of million or something. That's the whole thing for me. Like, if I'm going to eat that case, I need, 20 million. If I'm going to eat that case, I'm going to get deported back to Belize and eat that case for you. If that was the so-called situation, because he ate the case, right?
Well, no, not exactly. So me and Bill Courtney, who was the detective who was working around all these situations, we talked about this. We talked about this in depth, right?
You fuck with detectives? That's why they say.
Well, I interview him.
That's why you say you're federal. Don't say you fuck with the detective. Say you interviewed the detective.
I interviewed him.
That's why they
it's on VladTV right now.
Vlad is man federal.
Well, here's what he said happened. The altercation in the club, it was Diddy, Shine, J-Lo, and there's a dude named Scar. And I guess, Diddy bumped into him, and then it turned into, oh, do you know who I am? And this dude, Scar, threw a bunch of money in his face and said, we got money too. And then, according to Bill Courtney, Detective Bill Courtney, Shine and Diddy both pulled out guns. So Shine shot up in the air, but Diddy shot, and they're saying the girl who got hit was actually hit by Diddy, not by Shine.
So she's coming back for the money.
So Shine runs out. Police arrest him right away. They find the gun. Diddy, J-Lo jump in a car, and as they're driving, Diddy throws the gun out on the road, and it hits someone else's car like that was parked. The person turns in the car, the gun the next day and so forth. But they're saying that Diddy was the one that actually shot the girl.
So you saying Diddy threw a gun on a parked car? He was nervous.
Yes.
He didn't know what he was doing.
He didn't know what he was doing.
Take that.
Well, no, he first tried to bribe the driver to take the gun.
Oh,
He
man.
like offered him like a ring and like
A ring, nigga, I need $5 million, dickhead.
Right, the driver said, I don't want nothing to do with this shit. So he just ended up throwing the gun out.
That's the story?
That's
Damn,
the story.
I never knew that.
The gun got turned in the next day.
So
and
the
then
girl
they
that got shot in the face, she's coming for the millions too, right? Because I seen her
I think
speaking
she
up.
sued, and I think she won
Oh, all
her
right.
lawsuit, whatever. But now she's saying that Diddy was the shooter. Now,
yeah, so
Bill Courtney was saying.
So now I need more money. That's how
now she probably wants
yeah,
more
I'm
money.
not mad at her.
The money probably got spent.
Yo, listen.
But here's what happened though.
How you don't know if the money's
Diddy-
spent or not?
Diddy
she
went.
if Diddy shot her in the face, supposedly.
Yeah.
Yo, she want more money.
She wants more money. But here's the thing, right? The trials got separated, even though it was one situation. Really, Diddy and Shine should have been co-defendants. But Diddy managed to separate the trial, and from what I understand, Diddy ended up testifying against Shine. That's why Shine got the 10 years.
Yeah, because Sean did a dumb behind that dumb shit.
yes, he
that
did.
shit was stupid, shooting in the middle of a nightclub like that, man. That was some dumb shit.
Yeah.
That's why, I mean, yo, look, when you got money and power, you can't just do what the fuck you want, man. I don't know. You be feeling like that? Because I don't be feeling like that.
No, I don't feel
There
like
was
that.
a point when I came home, yeah, I was sort of an asshole. I ain't gonna lie. But I was still a nice guy. You know, so no matter how much money you make, you gotta still realize you're dealing with people. That don't make you better because you got more money, better than the next guy. Because you could have money and be a total asshole. And you know what? Sometimes when you do that, something called karma. Some people believe in it. Some people don't. That's just how the universe works, bro.
Look at Alpo. He got killed over a road rage incident.
Whatever he got
Has
killed
nothing
over.
to do with the people he killed, snitched on,
Yeah.
stole from. But karma
Exactly.
came
It's
back.
just-
He was cocky.
It's just
cutting
it's
people
just
off.
karma.
Dude killed him.
So you know what you give out to the universe is what you get back. That's why I like guys like Gary Vee. I just seen him at the game. You know,
Okay.
I was courtside. Shout out to Tim Thomas. You know, my man Gary Vee. He was at the game. I read books and you know I just try to sometimes you know because the gram gets crazy. You on the gram. I love Instagram. I love TikTok, but sometimes it gets carried away. So you want to read books. I don't know what books you read, but I read Machiavelli, 48 Laws of Power.
I read that.
The Art of Not Giving a Fuck was a good one for me.
I got to read that stuff.
There's so many books that I read. Like right now, I think it's called 99 Films for Film Actors because my acting coach gave it to me.
Well, you have an acting coach.
Yeah.
You
know,
might start acting?
Hey, 50 got 41 shows. Why not try
Why
my
not
luck?
try? Okay, there we go. Round of
Everybody
applause.
say I'm ready for
Round
it.
of applause. Tony here taking acting lessons.
Told you.
There we go.
I'm not acting when I say Vlad is paying me double the money. That's why I'm really back, y'all.
By the way, to all the filmmakers out there, man, y'all missed out on a big bag by not casting me as a cop in a movie, by the way.
Why you want to be a cop in the movies?
But it would go viral if I was a cop in the movie, though. If I was a cop in the movie, you don't think it would go viral?
This is the federal shit people say about Vlad. They think you work with the police,
They
Vlad.
think I work with the
Come
police.
on, you want to be happy to play a cop. Let the cops do their job. You do yours.
I mean, I'm not talking about being a cop. I'm talking about playing one in the
You
movie.
don't need to do that. It's not wrong with it. I would play a cop in
You
the
would play a
movie.
cop in a movie.
I wouldn't care. You know,
I mean,
look-
didn't 50 play a cop in a movie at one point?
bro, let's talk about Bad Boys, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence.
There you go. Ice-T.
Of course.
Ice-T, his first movie role was a cop.
New Jack City.
And then he ended up making a career out of playing a cop on
But he was undercover.
SVU.
I loved him in New Jack City. That's like one of my. I watched that movie so many times.
That's one of my, I mean, in terms of hood movies, would you put New Jack City as the top?
You can't say that. You
Man,
can't.
New Jack City was so good,
You
though.
can't-
This was Wesley in his prime.
You can't say that's the top movie. When you think of top hood movies, you can't put a range on it. You have to sit around with a panel of people, and we all have to agree.
Right.
Because come on, you from Goodfellas to Boys in the Hood.
But no,
to-
I'm talking about, Goodfellas is a mafia movie. I wouldn't say it was a hood film.
all right, so all right. So what you gonna say? King of New York is not a hood
King of
movie?
New York, you could say that's a hood movie.
Or you say that's more of a mafia movie for you?
You kind of had both
'Cause we're
aspects.
gonna-
You had both aspects
So
to
we're
it.
gonna keep it Boys in the. We're gonna keep it Colors.
Menace to Society.
Hold on. Let's go back. We're gonna keep it Colors, Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood. What else? Juice. What am I missing here?
Paid in Full.
Paid in Full. You can't forget about
Now you're talking about Black hood movies. For example, there's American Me, but that's Mexican.
American Me is a hood movie, bro. I don't give a fuck if it's Mexican, Black, or Asian. It doesn't matter the race.
But then you got to go into Scarface.
There's so many hood movies.
See, but yeah, it starts to get into other mafia, gangsters. Like,
it's
yeah,
hard to range.
You know,
like, what's the movie Deuce here? What's my movie? Hollywood. What is it? When Bobby Ray, they shot your boy Bobby Ray. Color? No, it's not Colors, motherfucker.
South Central.
South Central.
Yeah,
you got to throw that in there. Because we got familiar with L.A. from them classic movies.
Right.
Like, come on. Menace was a classic, and Boys in the Hood is like, those are like two L.A. classics. Like,
I mean, but then if you go out of the gangster genre, there's Friday.
Oh, yeah, Friday's a classic, too. But it's not gangster.
It's not gangster.
It's definitely a classic, though.
Well, after all the Diddy shit started to happen, Piers Morgan hit me up and wanted me to be on a show again. I've done it like maybe 5 times now.
Piers Morgan, he got the... Where's he from, the UK, right? So,
yeah, he's the biggest dude out of England.
Yeah. UK.
So he asked me to be on a panel, and I saw Jaguar Wright.
I think I've seen that, yeah.
Jaguar Wright was on the panel. I was going to cancel just because of all the nonsense that she's been saying over the years. Okay. But I said, all right, I'm going to do it, but if she says something crazy, I'm going to address it. So she basically got on the show and said that Jay-Z and Beyonce kidnapped people and drug them and put them on planes and all types of other nonsense.
I don't know nothing.
So I had to address it. I said, listen, Jaguar Wright is a conspiracy theorist. She makes stuff up, or she just repeats stuff that people, have said on the internet. I don't take her seriously, and so forth. Some clout-chasing lawyer on the show called me a culture vulture for saying that, even though she knew it was bullshit too. And after it came out, Jay-Z and Beyonce's lawyer reached out to Piers Morgan and put the fear of God in him. To the point where he had to take down all the footage of Jaguar Wright saying what she said about them, and he had to publicly apologize.
Of course. They're not playing. They got the super lawyers over there.
Yeah. Yeah, the lawyer said there's rumors, and then there's nonsense, and this is one step further. This is a pointed and formal accusation of something I felt it needed to be responded to. I think somebody reported it was a cease and desist. It wasn't that. It was quite bluntly an ultimatum, which is to remove this false accusation, or a court is going to order you to do it. So I think that Piers made a wise choice and acted accordingly.
Yeah, of course. They put him in check. I mean, that's what Jay-Z and Beyonce going to do. That's the power.
Well, right. And here's the thing.
An accusation like that, like for me, like I said, when I come on these shows, I don't like to, no Diddy, I don't like to accuse anybody of anything and know if it's real or not unless I see actual paperwork or know something. But when you talk like that, of course, somebody's the lawyers are gonna come. Jaguar
Wright has spread lies about your man 50. She said that Diddy had Andre Harrell, Heavy D, and Kim Porter killed. She claimed that Nicki Minaj has audio of Diddy and Meek Mill having sex.
Hold on, let me stop you.
She said, let
me just say one thing.
Yeah.
Anybody with White at the end of the name, you don't fuck with, right? You have Biggie, Frank White.
No, her name is not White, it's Wright.
Oh, right.
W-R-I-G-H-T.
Oh, right, I thought it was White. I don't know what it is, but for me, I know, like, the industry, like, people's gonna say what they're gonna say, and it's cool, because sometimes, we all know negative news spreads faster than positive news. And I don't want to talk about it because I never seen Fifth say anything to her or anybody else say anything to her, so I won't say nothing to her because I don't know her personally. Right. But what I'm saying is negative shit is going to spread faster than positive shit.
Right. Well, here's the thing. She also claimed that Jay-Z had Big L killed. She said she would walk people out of Diddy freak-offs, and she also said that Common sexually assaulted her.
Well, that's crazy. Well,
look. She was arrested. She was arrested earlier this year for stealing a U-Haul truck, which I believe she was living in at the time. So, and this is the thing that people don't understand, right? People say, well, if she's lying, why hasn't she been sued? I'm going to explain to everyone. You can't sue someone who's broke. You will spend $500,000. It will go to trial. You will win the trial because they probably won't show up. You'll get, let's say you get a $700,000 judgment.
Right.
How are you going to collect it? This person lives in a car. You can't collect that type of money.
No, I mean,
so you end up just throwing the money away. This is why nobody gets sued unless they have money. This is why Pierce Morgan had a threat of being sued because he has money.
Now look, I don't like to talk. I don't want to talk about her. But for me, all I know is that with lawyers, usually before having a deposition or sitting down with somebody, people rather just settle.
Right, you got to settle
instead of spending more money on you know.
Right.
On the person.
But you can't settle with someone who's broke.
You can't.
Right.
You're right on that. And maybe that's what it is.
That's the thing. But you could sue the platform that's actually spreading, that's allowing that person to spread their lies. So that's what happened to Pierce Morgan. It also happened to Tasha K. Remember when Cardi B sued her?
Yeah.
So that could happen. So the platforms need to be careful because right after that interview, when I said what I said, she ended up doing like some podcast where she claimed that I was Mossad. I was like Israeli Secret Service.
Oh,
I could sue that platform for that bullshit. I could say that my life is in danger now because of all these, Palestinian demonstrators want to kill me because I'm an Israeli Secret Service.
And look,
my life is in danger.
And that's the dangerous thing about the internet. That's why we know how this can get. Somebody can get killed, somebody can get hurt. Right. A crazy fan. You just seen a guy somebody was taking a train the other day, 4:30 in the morning. I think he was going to work. And some guy just came and stabbed him in the eye. Damn. It was on the news. Wow. So it's like, there's crazy people out there. So it's like, I don't like to play the internet games like you said. That's something crazy that somebody could say, and if one or two people believe it, right, God knows what could happen.
Right. If some really mentally disabled pro-Palestine person thought I really was Israeli Secret Service, and I'm like, in hip-hop trying to get people hemmed up and send the money back to Israel to kill Palestinians or some crazy thought, they may try to stab me when I'm walking down the street.
And motherfuckers just hate you to hate you already, Vlad. So imagine, don't put that scenario out there.
Don't put that out there.
Motherfucker.
Here's what's crazy with you and I being in New York right now. Mayor Eric Adams has been arrested.
Yeah, look, everybody's getting it. Yo, listen.
Everybody's getting it.
Listen, this is New York City, man. The indictments come a little quicker out here. We know that. We know the feds they'll watch motherfuckers shit out. Bloods, Crips, Mexicans, Dominicans, they don't care. They'll watch it, and then they're just gonna come with the indictment and sweep you up for more charges. So I don't know what the mayor was doing. He already had to get the key to the city back.
They were saying that he was basically taking kickbacks from the Turkish government to set up some properties over here, like some businesses they're trying to set up. He was basically bending the rules and taking money and taking trips and telling fire departments to okay things that shouldn't be okayed and whatever else. And now the feds swooped him up.
Well, when you walk in a thin line and you got a job like that, you just gotta be more careful. When I was bugging when I seen him do Drink Champs, and I think did he do Pistol Pete?
He did Drink Champs. I don't know about
I think he did Pistol Pete show too.
Really?
Yeah, he's just a different kind of mayor. But I mean, he was you're walking on a fine line being the mayor of New York City. It's a lot of pressure. From the state, from the feds, from IRS, from MTA, from police, from everybody. It's a lot of fucking pressure. So any little thing you do that's out the norm, of course you're gonna get with.
I mean, look, that picture of Eric Adams giving Diddy the key to the city turned into a whole thing. They're like, oh, this is the key they go use to try to get out of the jail cell.
Listen, it's just been you fuck around out here, they're gonna fuck with you. It's New York State, like they don't fuck around. What we said, 500 Pearl Street, like they indicted the mayor. The feds ran in Trump crib before, right?
Yeah.
So well, there you go. Ain't nobody untouchable when it comes to the feds, man. Nobody's exempt. Everybody know that. Street niggas know that. Square niggas know that. Civilians know that. It's no beat in that system.
I mean, do you feel as a black person who was born and raised in New York, and we haven't had a black mayor since Dinkins?
David Dinkins. Yeah,
which was what, the 80s?
That was the 90s.
The 90s.
Yes.
Right. So you're talking about 30 years there hasn't been a black mayor. They elect a black mayor, and now he gets arrested, for scamming.
I mean, I don't think it's a race thing. I think it's just the city was just up. It's got stories about rats and, like that every other day, the city's just up. So it's like, how do you make the city better? And what do people want in the city? They want less violence in the streets. They want more infrastructure, right? They want more jobs. And I guess when you're doing Drink Champs and other shit, because I remember he was on the plane and a lady was screaming on him. It's like black people was mad at him as well as other people. So I don't think it's a race thing.
When he did his first speech after getting arrested, some dude said he yelled out, "You're a disgrace to black people."
Yeah, of course, he was black. So what I'm saying is maybe the mayor was just having too much fun, man. It seemed like, he wanted to hang out with P. Diddy and other guys and whatever it was. Maybe, I don't know, supposedly.
I don't know, man.
For sometimes when you the mayor or whatever you doing, in whatever position you in, got money, you got to kind of walk the straight and narrow.
Well, especially if you're a politician, because everyone's looking to take you out.
You know about kickbacks and all that shit.
Yeah.
Take any kind of money on the side and you the mayor. That's like, it's no different than being in the music business. You booking Mariah Carey or somebody and she's getting millions of dollars and the guy that's booking her is taking money on the side and not telling her. Look, it doesn't work. Anything like that, even in the music business, it's not like that. So if you and the mayor and they tell you taking kickbacks and doing what you don't regularly do, and motherfuckers is okaying it because you're the mayor, you're gonna get in the long run, bro.
Look, I interviewed Rod Blagojevich. He was the governor of Illinois, and he got caught by the feds trying to sell Barack Obama's Senate seat because Barack Obama was running for president, so he was a senator. So he was going to leave. So there's going to be an empty seat, and basically
Vlad,
he was caught on a wiretap saying, this is a golden fucking ticket.
Vlad,
he got indicted, went to prison, came out.
Vlad, my nigga, man, let me explain something to you, bro. There's no around with the feds, bro. When they come for you, they coming for you, bro. So Diddy, you in a tough place, but that's just life. That's just how life is. You can have all the money in the world, all the cars. But when the feds come, you a number like the mother next to you. And that's just life. And some is a real street me that could maybe do a bid. But in some of that ate a little too much filet mignon and too much caviar pancakes, like Diddy, yes, he's sick in jail. He's eating MDC slop, and that's how the feds play. And you know what they do? Oh yeah, we're gonna make an example. That's the thing about being an artist, because you're not a regular. So everything is exemplified. Bail, 50 million. This, visits, fuck him, don't give him no visits. Yeah. Some CEOs don't even like you. Fuck your music. You know what I mean? Fuck you. You heard what 50 said about him? You heard what this person said? The CEOs, it's like a lot he's dealing with that mentally he's not ready for.
No, look, I remember.
You gotta be built for this. You had too much caviar and you go to jail, 9 times out of time, these niggas are gonna tell on somebody.
Oh, he's definitely going to tell.
Or them niggas are thinking up thoughts about themselves or what they want to do to themselves. Or just so much is going on in your mind because you're sitting and you have time. Where's the possibility, just imagine your bathroom being in your bedroom.
Yeah, all one thing.
Locked down.
No, listen, I remember.
Imagine that. Your bathroom no, you imagine that. They take that away from you. Yeah. Imagine you going from your nice mansions and condos
to living in your bathroom.
To your bathroom in your bedroom.
Yes.
That's what the feds will do to your life, bro. They don't give a fuck.
Look, I remember, because everyone knows how Jeffrey Epstein hanged himself in his jail cell, right? And then, of course, there was the whole, it was because they had him killed, whatever. So I interviewed Alan Dershowitz, who was his lawyer, not at the time, but originally when he had his original case, he negotiated his plea deal, whatever else. So I said, Alan, tell me the truth. You actually know this man. Do you think that he really hanged himself or do you think he was killed? He goes, I'm going to tell you the truth. As well as I know him, he was used to living such a high lifestyle, private planes, private islands, women, the best food, traveling everywhere, hanging with every celebrity, that I don't think he could get it around his head that he was about to be in prison for the rest of his life. So he killed himself.
Imagine going from that to Rikers Island Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Pour on the floor and stain the floor. Imagine that. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Imagine being a billionaire and you eating MDC slop morning, lunch, dinner, COs don't give a fuck about you. Fuck this. Like, nobody gives a fuck. Know what I'm saying? Nobody gives a fuck about you, bro. That just goes to show you, the feds will make an example out of anybody. Me, you, the person next door, they don't give a fuck. And when they come with them jackets on, yo, you either way, I don't give a fuck. Did skid bids and I've been around. And I heard stories. I know. Like, once they come, it's different than the state. That's all I'm saying. That's all I know. I wish them luck, but with the feds, there is no luck.
Well, Fat Joe recently did Club Shay Shay.
Yeah.
And he talked about you.
Okay.
Did you watch the clip?
No, I didn't see it.
He said something interesting. He was talking about the beef.
Shay Shay need to interview me. No
You should go on the show. I don't think he'll ever interview me, but, you know, it is what it is.
Never say never, man.
But I'd be down to do it one day, you know, whatever issues.
Yeah, because last time it was the Khaled, when Khaled was up there, when that radio, we had that situation.
All right, so basically what Fat Joe said, there's a couple interesting things about you. He said that he would trade his right-hand man, Rich Player, for Tony Yayo, based on the amount of loyalty he's seen you give to 50.
Right. Yeah.
You're saying as loyal as his right-hand man is? He says your loyalty goes way beyond that. He'll actually trade.
Yeah, Rich, shout out to Joe. Joe is my guy, and Rich is my guy too. Zoe right there. But I don't know. You know, it's like, I think loyalty is just something you can't buy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know, I never, like, a man, and it could be besides 50's other friends I got too. Like, one of my friends, like, I just say, yo, bro, you loyal to me, you do mad shit for me. Yo, when I ask you do this, do that, assistant, I'm like, yo, bro, let's go courtside to the game. You know, I take him courtside and let him get that experience. He never been to a courtside game. We courtside at the Knicks game. That's my assistant, Hollywood. He helped me with mad shit. My father had heart attacks. He fucking drove to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Hospital wasn't too far, like shit like that. So it's not only loyal to Fifth, it's loyal to any nigga that's around me, any friend that's around me.
Yeah.
It's just being appreciative. But like even Fat Joe, I love Fat Joe. Never had a beef with him. It was just, you know, some shit that happened. And, you know, for him to say that, I appreciate him. Yeah. And, you know, I love Rich. I got love for him too. Pistol Pete. We had beef with these guys and like, it was risk taking. It was like, risk your life. But all I know was 134 and God Brewer in South Jamaica, Queens. So for the nigga that brought me in the game, of course I'm gonna always be appreciative. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you know what I'm saying? That's just, it's mandatory. I could meet other niggas in the game. You know, I done met niggas, Kanye, all type of niggas in the game. But this the nigga that I came in the game with. So that my love is always gonna be for 50. My mom's even used to be like, yo, 50 is the type of nigga he'll come in the room and he could make the whole room. My mom's used to be like, yo, 50, take Yayo and his brother with him. Cause she knew what he was destined to be just off a conversation.
Nice.
He was just different. And everybody's different.
Right.
I told you, one thing that always came to me, I always listened to was Shout to Shaka Zulu from ATL. And I took this from Columbia days. And he said, success never comes in the masses when it came with Luda. Because at that point, Luda was like the biggest thing in ATL. And he's like a legend in ATL doing movies and shit like that. And I was like, yo, listen, just play your position. Whatever position God puts you in, just be happy to be in it. Everybody can't fucking make the same money. There's only gonna be one Jay-Z. There's gonna be one 50. There's gonna be one Eminem. There's gonna be, you know what I mean, one Dr. Dre. You know, one Ice Cube, one Tupac.
Well, he said something else in the interview also. He said that when the beef was really happening, he said if there was ever an actual altercation, they would have gone after you because you were the loudest one.
I was definitely, there was a point where hip hop police used to pull me over and they used to be like, yo, you was number one on our list. Now it's, I think Lil Wayne caught his case. And they was like, at that point, they was like, now it's Lil Wayne and a couple of other niggas. But I was number one on like hip hop police radar. Yeah, I love talking shit, man. You know, that's a part of who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When we on the block back in the days, you had to be a master of talking shit. One of my mans, Big Bounce, big guy, they had mad fat jokes on him, and he was just like a master of being on 134 and got bro with the jokes. 50 was like that too. 50 come motherfuckers have the jokes, but if 50 was the type, if the joke was too funny, he'll punch you in the face. You know what I mean? I was more laid back. Like, I just come to the block, come to 134 and got brewer, 160, anywhere in the hood, you gotta be prepared for niggas' jokes. So for me, yeah, I was the king of talking shit. And imagine you coming from nothing, and now we, this big group. Sometimes it's still shocking to me when people see me and they be like, I mean, New York is regular, but I love when people see me in New York, it always feels good to be home. Because I felt like, I never thought we'll be legends as the way we are. But to go to Africa, or to go to Paris and the security, big African dudes, they know me. Hey, yo, skip the line for the Mona Lisa. For me, those are the amazing things. When I go other places, out the country, and motherfuckers know me, it's still an amazing thing. Because we still street niggas. Like, I seen 50 who come in your refrigerator and make a cheese sandwich. He won't even grill it. He'll just put the cheese, like some real hood shit. I got a grilled cheese my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Banks, hood niggas. Like, we always like, I never forgot who I came from. It's just, for me, it's just still amazing. I'm living the fucking dream, bro. You believe it? No, for real, for Vlad. When you look at your career, like, you're really...
I don't believe it.
We're living the fucking dream, bro.
And listen, like, I know you experience this as well. Mm-hmm. I could be having a bad day. Right? I'm having some family problems. Of course. I'm having some business problems. Right. I may have read something on the internet that annoys me. Right. I'll go outside and someone I've never met before, oh, yo, Vlad, yo, I love your shit. Yeah, yo, I love it. Can I take a picture with you? Yo. Can my mom take a picture? I was in Chinatown yesterday. The guy wanted me to take a picture with his mom. And that just makes you feel like you see what I'm saying?
Yo, people, and the worst thing you could do is call somebody a groupie or a fan. For me, it's like, these people paid my bills. Yeah. They paid 50 bills. They bought us our cars. They bought us our houses. Right. And it's like, for me, I could be no haircut, crusty, and I'll take a picture, because that means to me more than anything.
Yeah, I've never turned down a picture from anybody.
Never turned down a picture, bro. Yeah. At the airport, not feeling good, because to me, that you know me and support anything I do in the future, like the people that watch this interview, they can come to me any time of the day and get a picture. Yeah. Absolutely. And that's why I think people love me, because, I'm like, they always be like, yeah, you the most down-to-earth one. I never, had an attitude with anybody that got love for me. Because for me, I'm living the life. God put me in a position that a million people would love to be in. You know what I'm saying? They would love to be, flying the world, going here, going there. Like I said, we got Vegas, New Year's, Christmas. We booked up already. It's money coming in for the New Year's already because of 50. This is what I say. So it's the appreciation. It's not about money. I would fuck with him if we was broke back in the hood. Mm. It's never about the money. It's about the experience. Like I said, when you meet motherfuckers like Dave Chappelle, Andrew Schultz, Jim Carrey, like I was at the bagel shop and one of the guys was like, yo, you was with Jim Carrey? Or like a guy would come and do something at your house. Yo, I just seen you, see some footage of you with Jim Carrey. That's crazy. Or, yo, I seen you with Dave Chappelle. Or, for me, them experiences, like I said, I remember fucking being in a party with Nino Brown. I'm in there with Wesley Snipes, Nino Brown. Yeah. Shit, we straight from the hood. Yo, that's Nino Brown right there. That's why, like, when I see new artists get on, I know the feeling. That's the most craziest high you could be on. Like,
Nino Brown snitched on everybody, though.
I'm just saying, that was a classic move. Nino Brown.
You can't be hanging around the stitches, Tony. Come on now.
Nah, you know I know better than that, money. But what I'm saying is Nino Brown, it's Wesley Snipes, motherfucker Blade.
Of course.
You start thinking about movies, especially being around Al Pacino and all these motherfuckers. Like, those are my dream. Stallone, Rambo. I'm next to Rambo right now. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, the Dame Dash auction for Reasonable Doubt is still going on. He claimed that Jay-Z was trying to poison the auction by putting out that he'll get the rights back to it and everything. And then Dame did a live stream and his teeth fell out.
Yeah, I seen that. That was coming.
I think 50 commented on it as well. Listen, crazy. Me and Dame have had our problems back and forth. I made a post. I said Dame's dentures did the dash.
Well, yeah, that was crazy. That was a real embarrassing moment. You just gotta be careful before you get on this thing called the internet. Gotta be careful.
Man,
that's all I can say about that.
Dame is only a couple years older than me, and he has no teeth. That's wild. That's wild, man. You gotta take care of yourself better, man, as you get older.
Yes.
I felt, and I've said this on Drink Champs. I said I don't have any beef with Dame. I actually feel sorry for him at this point. He owes the IRS $8.7 million. And then he's got the judgment, that was another $823,000. So he's in the hole over $9 million. That's an amount of money that Dame will probably never be able to pay back in his lifetime.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. $9 million after taxes?
Yeah.
Try to pay that back.
That's a lot of money.
Especially if you don't have a big source of income already.
Right.
That's a lot of money. And what's interesting is Askino, he's now a regular on my show. Oh, right? Okay. Yeah, he just did a second, like that painting that he did over there.
Oh, wow.
Cool dude, right? So, I brought him in once. The interview did really well. I said, hey, do you want to be a repeat guest? I said, yeah, let's do it. He goes, yeah, man, you and Dame should work it out. I said, yeah, let's work it out. Get us on the phone. Let's do a three-way. Give him my number. Give me his number, whatever. Let's have a conversation. Let's do some business. I'll put some money in his pocket, whatever. Right. I hit him up a while later. He's like, nah, Dame's still mad at you. He don't want to talk to you.
I mean, you can't be mad when somebody don't want to fuck with you. But I could just tell you.
Mad.
I could just tell you when you take.
I'm not mad, but I'm just saying it's business.
No, you know what it is, Vlad. What I could say to you is like when you take motherfuckers from the street like me, and like when we first came out, we don't really have financial literacy. And, I look at Dame made mistakes like everybody else made mistakes. And, it's something called responsibility and fault. So when, as artists or basketball players or entrepreneurs or YouTubers, when we fuck the money up, it's responsibility and fault. And it's our fault we fucked up the money, and it's your responsibility to fix it. Because we came in this game, we don't have a lot of financial literacy. In schools, they don't teach you nothing about mortgage and taxes, because I know when I was in my 20s, I fucking didn't know possibly anything of what I was doing. I was learning along the way. So his mistakes, it's going to be hard to make that money back. I agree with you. It's hard to making $2-3 million as well. $9 million is a lot of fucking money, but I mean, motherfuckers make mistakes because Rock Nation, The Rock, the label made. I'm quite sure they made millions of dollars.
Rockefeller, not Rock Nation.
Well, I mean, Rockefeller, Rock Nation.
Rock Nation's Jay-Z.
But they had to close, what was it, Rock Nation?
Rockaware.
Rockaware, whatever. They had the clothing line, they had certain things.
Look, listen, when you and I did our first interview, you and I were not in a good space. Yeah. Remember, you and I had some beef. We had to talk out at one point.
But the thing with me is what I learned is you never take nothing personal. That goes back
to and I didn't take it personally because I'd put up something about you. You would put up something about me. So when you came in, remember, out of my security, I didn't know where this interview was about to go.
That's a point where I feel like I let the internet get the better of me, and for me now, like I just don't give a fuck because I realize that everything is just business in this game.
Exactly. And look what happened.
Certain people, me and you was cool now.
You and I originally were not cool.
Yeah.
But I said, hey, come on my show. Let's do some business. I wasn't asking for a favor. I said, I'm going to put some money in your pocket. Come on my show. And look what this has ballooned into.
Right.
Something where you and I have both benefited from it.
And
financially,
now you're paying me
culturally.
Double. And now you're paying me double, so it's good.
It's good.
But what I'm saying to you, Vlad, is like the mistake that I made in the industry, and it's to any artist, or to anybody that's up and coming artists or entrepreneurs, YouTube, is I thought people were my friends. Once you realize people are not your friends and you know who your friends are, it's cool. Circles get smaller.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that, when people passed away, I was the shoulder to cry on. When dudes was locked up, I take their moms to go see the bail bondsman because she didn't know the difference between APN or AP3. If I was the guy, yo, I need a tie and a suit for jail. Yo, go ahead, go send it to him. Ain't nothing. Yo, my baby moms need money. Yo, go ahead, send it to him. A lot of those guys that was around me are not around. Crash my cars, be in my house, eat the food. I seen me do it, Banks do it, 50 do it. And what happens is if dudes ain't helping you build, a lot of dudes I had they didn't really help me build. Like, I just wish, I had better people around me at that point that could help me build my career. And you live and you learn. You never take nothing personal. You can't wake up and have hate in your heart. You can't.
I watched the Vince McMahon documentary. You watched it too.
Right.
The one thing that I really got struck by when watching it, Vince McMahon would have his wrestlers quit, publicly trash him, sue him, and he would rehire them afterwards, work the lawsuit into the storyline, put more money in their pocket, and everyone's happy afterwards.
Yeah, I watched the whole documentary.
I realized there is a guest you haven't seen on VladTV in a very long time because we had a falling out many, many years ago.
Yeah.
I got on the phone with him. We worked it out. He gonna come back to VladTV.
Who's that?
I'll tell you afterwards. I want it to be a surprise.
It's a surprise.
I want it to be a surprise.
Well, that'd be good.
It's but it's from watching that documentary, I said, nothing really bad happened between me and this dude. It was just words or whatever else.
But when you watch Vince McMahon, I believe that the other guy was richer than him.
Who?
What was the other league? I forgot. What was the guy? Did you watch the documentary?
Yeah. No, Vince was always the richer one.
No, what was the guy that had the other league, though?
Was it TNT or WCW?
No, was the guy that had the other league had a lot of money. Remember, and that's when he was giving bigger contracts to like Hulk Hogan and everybody. That was a good documentary. Vince McMahon was wild. He was kissing the chicks in front of his wife. That shit. It was crazy how he brought his family into.
Oh yeah, his son, his daughter.
He definitely was smart, minus the accusations.
Yes,
but he definitely is a smart guy, man.
Yeah, there was World Championship Wrestling, Extreme Championship Wrestling.
And who was the CEO of that? It was
I know what you're talking about, that white dude.
He was real rich. So he was giving Hulk Hogan and all them guys better contracts. But they came up, He
ended up buying him later on, so
But, the whole thing that was interesting about that was the Hulk Hogan era, right? And like the Randy, Macho Man, Savage, Ultimate Warrior. It was showing... It was showing like every artist, like everything has a shelf life, like music too.
Of course.
So it was like the shelf life of Hogan, then Ultimate Warrior came, and then when they left and went to that league,
Undertaker,
he came with the Undertaker. Well, the Undertaker was a part of that Hogan era, but I'm talking about Steve Cole Austin and The Rock came to him that era.
I just interviewed,
that's what kind of saved.
Yeah, I just interviewed Maven.
And John Cena.
You know Maven?
Which one is Maven?
He was like a 3-time champion in the WWE.
I probably know.
He won the Tough Enough reality show. That was like the wrestling reality show. And then he went on to join the WWE. But yeah, no, it's a tough business, man.
Because the 80s era was crazy when they had that debate if wrestling was real or fake. That's why I watched that.
It was fake.
Oh, I mean, is it really is? Because think about it, just the things you're doing, you could still get hurt.
Well, no. I mean, listen, I interviewed Ken Shamrock, who was a champion in the UFC and then joined the WWE. He said he got hurt over time, way worse.
Yeah, because you had dudes like Hogan UFC and them getting like 8 to 10. These dudes are getting 7 surgeries, bro.
Oh, easy.
So I watched the whole shit was interesting because I like what I seen on Netflix, and they were saying they stopped the steel chair because of the cushions, because all the Chris Benoit shit, that whole shit. Yeah. It was real interesting joint. But I love TV.
Ken Shamrock got hit in the face with a folding metal chair by The Rock.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. They said they banned it. They say the WFF they banned the chair, the steel chair. But I mean, as a kid, you watching Hulk Hogan. Come on, man. That was like Andre the Giant. Yeah. Come on, bro.
I mean, it's like a play. It's like watching a play.
But wrestling, I don't think. We could say it's like watching a play, right? But you still getting fucked up.
Yeah.
There's a chance hurt. You still can get an injury.
Yeah, no. Logan Paul is.
When you see them steel cage matches, like when you see the steel cage matches and dudes getting hit by chairs, come on, bro. Some of that shit. Or remember when Sid Vicious, when that interview said wrestling was fake and he slapped him to the ground? You don't remember that back in the day?
That wasn't Sid Vicious. That was
who was it?
It was someone else.
I thought it was Sid Vicious. No.
Sid Vicious is a punk rock guy.
I thought Sid Vicious was a wrestler too.
Maybe.
There might be a Sid Vicious wrestler.
Yeah, you might be
right.
I
might be wrong.
I was never really into wrestling that heavy, so.
Yeah, you're not into wrestling like that. So I was into Jake the Snake, fucking Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Yeah.
Fucking
Nikolai Volkov.
Yeah, Nikolai
Iron
Volkov.
Sheik.
Yeah.
That whole era.
Wrestling was the shit in the 80s. 90s too, still now. Because you think the popularity of The Rock, Stone Cold, and Cena.
Did you know, and I remember I talked to Ken Shamrock about this, John Cena still has to give a portion of all his acting revenue back to the WWE because when he signed his contract, they own your name for like 30 years or something. The Rock just recently managed to buy his contract out. But up until that time, all his movie money, a percentage was going back to Vince McMahon.
I'm quite sure it's probably a light management. It probably wasn't too much.
Nah, it was fairly, I mean, listen, if you retire after wrestling, they get nothing. But for the few superstars like The Rock and John Cena who...
Maybe he felt like that after the Hulk Hogan type shit. Like how big of a star they made Hogan and all, you know.
Well, yeah, but I mean, look, you take an absolute unknown person and you put millions of dollars of promotion behind them, you know, it's not unheard of to sign a deal to say, hey, listen, we want, you know, if you become a superstar based on the millions we've invested in you, we're going to want a piece.
Yeah, we're going to want a piece of that. Yeah.
You don't have to sign it.
Yeah.
You know, you could go on and do it on your own if you want. But if you want the biggest stage like that, where 50,000 people are seeing you 5 nights a week, and you're televised and you're all over the internet, you know, sign this.
But, you know, he's out that contract now. So
he's out that contract now. Well, Dame Dash talked about the whole thing about the Jay-Z and R. Kelly Best of Both Worlds album. He said when it came down to R. Kelly, there was a conversation that he had with Jay-Z about morals. Like it's morally wrong to do a project with someone that we know raped my girl, Aaliyah, or raped anybody for that matter. So I do know that conversation was had, and I was really surprised he moved forward with that relationship. Now, what's interesting, though, is that Dame Dash actually showed up in the Fiesta video with R. Kelly and Jay-Z.
That make no sense.
Right. And he tried to explain his way out of it. He goes, oh, no, me and Aaliyah talked about it, and she said I should do it, but don't take any pictures with him and don't, you know, have any scenes with him. And Dame's like, yeah, if you watch the video, I'm only on the scenes with Jay-Z, not with R. Kelly. But you're in the song with R. Kelly.
Yeah, Best of Both Worlds was like, wasn't that like one of the first collab kind of
it was
albums
huge.
Like for hip hop?
It was huge.
I know there was other collab albums like in
not
an history.
R&B rapper collab.
I know there was, I never seen.
That's
that was the first one in hip hop, right?
That was done a lot in reggae. Like reggae would always have like, you know, dance hall artists and singers, and they would mush them together.
Yeah, but that was like the first
hip hop. That was
the first hip hop collab album. So that was interesting. I remember that Fiesta and all that.
It was a great album. I mean, it was a great project. R. Kelly was the top of his game. Jay-Z was the top of his game.
For sure.
But, you know, you say that you're not rocking with R. Kelly, but you're in a song where half the song is R. Kelly.
Well,
and it's not like, listen, and it was like, he didn't have to be in the music video. It wasn't like, man, this music video flopped because Dame Dash wasn't in it. Dame Dash is not doing any vocals.
So you telling me you're not feeling Dame Dash right now?
Hey, man, listen.
You don't
Dame
like
Dash,
him,
Dame Dash has talked a lot of shit about me. He said, fuck DJ Vlad multiple times.
Everybody says fuck Vlad, man.
Hey, so fuck you too.
You like that shit.
I don't mind.
Yeah, see?
Listen, from the Vince McMahon shit,
bother you.
It pays to be the villain.
I asked for your production guy, does he like you? Because, you know, it's
he loves me, man.
I said, do you like Vlad?
My staff all loves
Vlad,
me.
like I said, he paid me fucking double. So that's why I like Vlad. Y'all be like, yo, he's coming back. Vlad is paying more money, man. He giving me them Boosie numbers now. That he be like, yo, Boosie, I don't know, Boosie ain't getting that. He giving me them Boosie numbers, so shout out to Boosie too, man.
Well, J. Cole
that's my guy. Shout
just dropped it. Yeah, you were gonna get him signed to G-Unit at one point.
Yeah, years ago, yep. That's my guy. I always know the talent, man. The Nicki.
Do you kind of kick yourself a little bit? Like, damn, we almost had him.
You know, everybody's path.
Because you could have points off every one of his projects.
Everybody's path is their path. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, J. Cole, shout to him. He's a legend.
Yeah.
You know, I remember.
So you knew right away that he was exceptional.
Yeah. I got like an ear where I could just tell new artists. Just like 50 will tell you he hated Many Men. And I'll tell you, yo, Fifth, when we was in Pennsylvania, we had no money. We in a fucking van with no AC, nothing. Maybe heat in the winter. I told him, yo, Many Men is the shit. You fucking bugging. And until look, 20 years later, people's favorite record they flipping over is Many Men.
Yeah, that's the most redone record that 50's ever had.
Even though he has numerous hits, numerous number ones.
Not like that song, yeah.
But Many Men is the record. So I always had an ear for, you know, good music.
I love the record. I love that record first time I heard it. Just like
right now, let me ask you a question. Let's talk off the record.
Okay.
Who's one of your favorite artists right now? And let's go with the
female. Big artist or
let's go with the female MCs.
I would say Lotto.
Yeah, Lotto's definitely up there.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
feel like
one of your
Lotto-
favorites?
On the female side, I don't listen to a lot of female hip hop. I would say Lotto is probably, I feel, the best.
Yeah, Lotto. But you see, like my daughter's, she's my A&R. Shout to TDE, shout to Ant. She just went to a Doechii concert.
Doechii's dope.
Doechii is
she's dope.
She played me a new album, 19 records. It's a mixtape. Fucking dope. She plays me BK the Ruler. She plays me Lucky. Like there's a lot of artists that are fucking, new artists that are dope. But the women right now, come on, man. Doechii, TDE. To even be signed to TDE, you know you gotta have fucking the bars. You know what I mean? But my daughter went to a concert and my man Ant got the ticket. Shout out to Ant the ladies, man. And she loved it.
Yeah.
You know, but like the female MCs right now, yeah, you got the Lotto, of course you got the Nickies and the Cardis,
Glorilla.
you got Lottos. Glorilla. Glorilla album they saying is good right now.
Let me tell you, how much do you think Glorilla makes for a show?
A lot.
Right now. Take a guess. I know.
I don't want to put a number out there. Let's not do that.
You don't want to do it?
Do that. Let's leave that for promoters. See, this when you start. I would love to know, but
the number is crazy.
Oh, I would. It's a big number. I would say it's a big number.
You could buy a Bentley with it.
Of course, Glorilla, and she deserves it. Glorilla, Sexy Red. Look at the success of Sexy Red, man.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. It's like,
up.
yo, I never thought you'll see like a female-driven rap game like this right now. It's like right now, it's so much female hip hop, and it's so many. It's so many.
Yeah, and I'm happy for it.
You got fucking Glorilla, you got Cash Doll, you got Dream Doll, you got Megan, you got Cardi, you got Nicki. And Nicki, like what I just seen her do is amazing. And like her shit.
Yeah, 50 came out for which show?
We just came out for a show like probably a week and a half ago.
Yeah, which city?
New York.
New York.
Yeah, that was the last show. I think, where was we at? UBS? We was at UBS Arena.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nicki, shout out to her whole team. And you know, and it's like, well, her shit, she's a boss, man. When she comes through the hallway, get the fuck out the hallway, like, she's just the epitome of a fucking Southside Queens boss chick. But the thing about her is, man, like, numbers don't lie, bro. Her shit sells out, bro.
Yeah.
Them barbs come out. For every show we did 4 shows with her. Every fucking show was sold out. Matter of fact, 150 are tied, I think, grossing 108 million, I think.
Yeah, no, Nicki's the biggest female rapper of all time, and I don't think you could even really debate it.
Man, the numbers just don't lie, man.
Yeah,
Her shit.
The numbers are the numbers.
Shout out to the Barbs. You don't want to beef with the Barbs, man.
Yeah, I've had beef with Barbs every so often.
Yeah, you don't want to do that,
annoying,
man. They'll fucking kill you, bro.
I've never met one in person, but online they're,
I like bars from chicks too. Like that's why I like Nicki's, the Lottos, the Doechii's, you know what I'm saying, the BK the Rulers. Like there's so many with just bars, like, and then some people just know how to make songs. So you gotta ever make songs, and you might not have as much bars as somebody, but you know how to make fucking songs like a Cardi and all these other artists. You know what I'm saying? Cardi, I'm not gonna say, she got bars like other people, but she know how to
Cardi got bars.
No, she got bars.
Yeah, Cardi got bars.
But Cardi makes songs, though. I like she's like...
Yeah, I think Cardi's just too scared to drop her album because of how well the last album did. She's almost like a Dr. Dre type person where she's trying to like get perfection and she just waits and waits and waits. And, you see what I'm saying?
Definitely. Yeah, Dr. Dre definitely perfectionist.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, definitely all these girls are all dope, man. Like, imagine them all on a tour together. That would be crazy.
I mean, I don't see why Nicki and Cardi can't.
No, I'm just saying.
And Megan, imagine the three of them together. Oh my God.
Look, we know that might not never happen.
It
but
might
what
happen.
I'm saying is,
what really happened between these three that was stopping
I don't know,
from happening?
But what I'm saying is
nobody got killed. No one got cut. No one went to prison.
I don't think you'll never see it happen. But what I'm saying is, just imagine seeing. That would be dope. Nicki and Cardi on tour. That would be some other shit.
Exactly.
But I don't think it never worked. But imagine like even if you had a Lotto, a Doechii, you know what I mean? Just the new girls too.
Well, I mean, they're doing that. Megan and Glorilla are on tour together.
Oh yeah, that was dope. Yeah, Megan, of course, Megan Thee Stallion, Glorilla.
Exactly. Well, J. Cole, he dropped a new song called Port Antonio.
Yeah.
And he addressed the whole Kendrick Drake beef and his role in it, because remember he dropped 8-minute freestyle and then he took it back.
Right.
He said, I wouldn't have lost a battle dog, I would have lost a bro, I would have gained a foe, and all for what? Just to attain some more props from strangers that don't got a clue what I've been aiming for.
Right.
So basically he's saying that he dropped out because he would have lost a friend and gained an enemy, so he just basically tapped out.
I mean, that's what J. Cole, listen, J. Cole is one of the most humblest guys I ever met in the industry. I mean, he's a multi-millionaire and he's still riding a bike in the city.
Right.
You never seen him with one piece of jewelry. He's just a different kind of guy.
I'm sure his house is crazy, though.
I mean, yeah, I'm quite sure. Quite sure his condos.
See, and hold on, I just want to check this comment because people will be like, "Oh, look, Bill Gates, he wears a Seiko watch. Look at all the jewelry he's not wearing." Motherfuckers like J. Cole may not wear jewelry, but I'm sure he lives in like a $30 million home.
No,
I'm sure he flies private everywhere. I'm sure his bank accounts are insane. Yeah, so just because he's not into jewelry or not into designer clothes, he's into other shit that he spends millions of dollars
when
on.
You see
That's all I'm saying.
Look, when you see a guy ride a bike every day, you haven't even seen him.
But maybe he just likes riding bikes. I ride bikes in the city sometimes.
No, I mean,
I'm not J. Cole, but I'm saying I
and J. Cole are very crazy because it's very fucking dangerous to ride a city bike.
It is.
Fucking the city, you might get clipped by a cab,
Uber.
Well,
I did it the other day.
Robbed. You never know what.
I felt my life was in danger.
What the fuck? So all the tourists, be careful riding them fucking city bikes in the city. But what I'm saying to you is, he's a humble guy. You expect nothing but humble shit from him. Like I said, he's a multi-millionaire riding a bike, a city bike or whatever kind of bike through the city. And I would love to go on them bike rides. I see them kids. One day I was in the city, seen 1 million bikes come through. Shout out to all the bike riders. But what I'm saying is, he's the most humblest rapper you know.
It's interesting.
Right?
I did it.
Y'all don't agree?
No, you're right. He probably, at that level, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. I did a poll recently. This is me being the bad guy again.
Mm-hmm. You're always the bad guy.
I said, what's the worst?
I told you, I asked your production if he fucking likes you. He gave me the smile like. He gave me the name.
What's up, Matt?
Gave me the name. Like, it's like, you really fucking like this guy? Yo,
listen, I did a poll. I said, what's the worst diss song of all time? The choices are Drake, The Heart Part 6, J. Cole, 7 Minute Drill, Nicki Minaj, Bigfoot, Jay-Z, Super Ugly.
Those are the highest thing on the poll?
Those are the 4 that I chose. I don't mean the one that dissed the most. I mean just the most disappointing diss songs of all time. I picked those 4. Drake, The Heart Part 6, J. Cole, 7 Minute Drill, Nicki Minaj, Bigfoot. So, Drake, Heart Part 6 was dissing Kendrick. J. Cole, 7 Minute Drill was dissing Kendrick as well. Nicki Minaj, Bigfoot was dissing Megan. Jay-Z, Super Ugly was dissing Nas.
Those are your top 4 diss records?
Those are the top 4 that I felt were the most disappointing of all time.
Oh, disappointing?
The most disappointing.
I would have to sit back and listen to them and figure out.
Nicki Minaj actually won as the most disappointing song, the Bigfoot diss.
Why would you say that?
I mean, that's what the votes said. There were 1,400 votes.
Better chill out if you have Zoo looking for
37%. 37% said Nicki Minaj. That was not a good diss record. And I'm generally a Nicki Minaj fan.
You better chill for Zoo from Queens look for you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, he lives not too far from me.
I'm only joking.
You know what I'm saying? But he's a what? He's a registered sex offender.
I'm not getting into all that.
He is, man.
I'm only joking.
If I ever see him, I'll just pull a kid out.
Well, don't worry, production. You make sure you edit that. Need no Vlad problems. You make sure you edit that, production.
Okay. A lot of people were saying that Jay-Z's Super Ugly shouldn't be on the list.
What? Which one was Super Ugly?
That was the one over the Dre beat that he, remember after Nas did Ether, he dropped that. He talked about, condoms in the baby seat and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. I remember Super Ugly.
The reason I put it in the list is because as big as Ether was, that song made a very small impact. Now, Takeover made a big impact.
Yeah, Takeover.
But as the response,
I remember when Takeover dropped. I lived on Springfield and Merrick. I remember when that shit dropped. Because
big.
Music, remember, that's the thing about music. It's just remembering time. That's the best thing. But I remember when I lived in Springfield and Merrick Boulevard, I got like one of my first apartments over there. And I remember that shit came over. What album was that?
Takeover?
That's when he got that Prodigy in them.
Blueprint 2, was it?
That was the Blueprint 2? Yeah, I remember that.
Blueprint, sorry. Blueprint.
Who was on that beat? Was that Just Blaze?
No, I think that was Kanye.
No. Wasn't Kanye on that.
Hold on.
Cause I know Ron Brown, shout out to Ron Browns, he made Ether.
He made Ether.
That's why Ether Boy. But who the fuck made Takeover? That beat was crazy.
Hold on. Kanye West.
Oh, Kanye made it?
Yeah, I told you. I know my hip hop, man. Kanye.
Well, I thought Just Blaze made that.
Well, Just Blaze was doing
That
a
was
lot
the
of
beat
he was doing a lot of Jay-Z shit.
Down. That was it.
Yeah, that
right?
was a Doors sample.
That shit was crazy. I didn't even know Kanye did that.
Yeah.
No, why I thought Just Blaze did that.
Well, Just Blaze was doing a lot of Jay-Z's beats during that time, so it makes sense you would think that. But Kanye did that.
And
beat.
I know Ron Browns did Ether.
Ron Browns.
Yeah, Ron Browns. Of course, yeah. He
Yeah.
did Ether.
So Takeover was huge. Nas spent 6 months before he dropped Ether. Ether was massive. And then Super Ugly came out and you didn't
It took him 6 months to drop Ether?
Well, think about it. Back then, you couldn't just go and post something on the internet. You had to go to the studio. You had to get it pressed up. I believe, didn't it drop?
Was it on the album? Because I know Takeover was on Yeah, Takeover we said was on Blueprint 2.
Blueprint.
So, yeah, Blueprint 2.
No, not Blueprint 2, Blueprint.
Oh, the Blueprint. I thought you said 2.
I said 2 originally, but I had to correct myself. Yeah.
Okay, so you saying Ether was on the album? I don't know. What album was that?
Stillmatic.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And that was the big album. That was like
Nas. You know what?
That was Nas's comeback album because before then.
Was it Nostradamus?
Yeah. No. It was, hold on a second.
That was the tour me and 50 was on, Nostradamus. I remember that. That was maybe the third album, or was that the second album? No. It was
Illmatic, which was classic.
Yes.
It Was Written, which I thought was good, but not a classic.
And then Nostradamus was the third.
I Am.
Oh, yeah, I Am third. I Am
Nostradamus, that was like the low point. Nostradamus was the one that did.
The fourth album, we was on tour for that.
And then Stillmatic came out, and that's when he was right back in it.
Yeah. Stillmatic.
Remember Jay-Z had that line, and go, you have one hot album every 8-year average or something like that. He was talking about how Nas was kind of in a decline. Nostradamus was, at the point, his weakest album, what most people would consider at the time.
Yeah,
but then Stillmatic came out with Ether,
I think Nostradamus was, that shit was just totally different than, people wasn't used to it. But he did have some records on Nostradamus, though. Yeah, one or two. See. He had some records.
Nostradamus had...
What was on there?
Nostradamus.
Well, I was happy because I was on a fucking tour. Like, fuck.
You Owe Me featuring Genuine. That's pretty much it.
What was that? Shorty,
yeah, those are the 2 singles. Nostradamus.
If you back it up,
let me hold my ice.
Oh, baby, oh, me. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, me something like.
Yeah. Not Nas's finest moment. But then Stillmatic had Ether, had Got Yourself a Gun.
Oh, yeah.
That was mic.
That was it.
One mic. That's when Nas was back.
Yeah, that's when he was back because for Nas. That was it. Oh, yeah, but that was a good time in hip hop because niggas had the diss records on the album.
Right.
So it was fucking crazy. That's why it took 6 months. You're fucking right.
Exactly.
Because it was on the album.
How do you feel about J. Cole's role in this whole beef? Because he dropped the diss song against Kendrick, and then the next day he took it off and then apologized on stage.
I feel
that's never been done in a major hip hop beef.
I feel like in hip hop, like growing up, seeing KRS-One and MC Chan and all kinds of different battles, like we want to see. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just keeping it real. In the battle world,
yeah, we want to see.
Like you said, we talk about Nas and Jay-Z. We talk about Drake and Kendrick. People want to see. So when he backed out, it was his choice. He felt like he's a peaceful guy. He's a humble guy. But when it comes to the bars, you could see he'll go crazy on you. And we seen him do it before. Yeah,
but not in a battle element. In a just, I'm the best.
Well, you remember the song they thought he was talking, where he throw his lines when they thought he was talking about Kanye? What song was that?
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Listen.
False Prophets or something?
Listen, put it like this. Bar for bar, J. Cole is one of the best, hands down. So I think people just wanted to see. But, the Drake and Kendrick thing, it was good for hip hop. Like, no matter which way we look at it, they both win. Shout to Canada. I'll be there next week. Shout to all the gangsters out there. And I go to LA. That's why, to me, it's just music. For the fans, it get crazy where, it gets crazy for them, for the people that, fall in line and listen to music. Sometimes Entourage it get a little crazy, but it's just music. It's win for hip hop because think about it, that shook up the
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm the type of don't say me wrong. Sometimes I like to see competition in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like we when we watched the verses, one of the biggest ones was D Block versus Dipset, right? Mm-hmm. You want to see that. When we was beefing with other rappers, that shit was fun. We going against D Block and all these. Say, man, them say this and say, and I'm quite sure they were saying shit too, because Jada is one of the most lyrical. But you know, it's just our back and forths. Sometimes the competition was fun.
Well, listen.
Look, with Fat Joe and everybody, we could say the things we say now, because nothing got carried away with Fat Joe and all them crazy Spanish, Puerto Rican, and Dominican had and all the crazy he had. Because now when you do drill rap and somebody get killed, you could never squash it because you take it back. You could never take that back. You understand what I'm saying?
You can take things back.
No, not when somebody get killed, it's different.
Well, but like, for example, like with you, can you imagine dropping a song during the beef where you're dissing Fat Joe, and then the next day say, hey, you know something, man? I'm sorry, Fat Joe. I didn't
That's
really mean
different,
it like that.
But when somebody get cut, killed, it's different.
Yeah, but nobody ever, with the Fat Joe beef,
yeah, it never
the
went that
Squad
way.
beef, it never got violent.
Yeah, it never, but it
came
could
close
have.
with the whole DJ Khaled thing, but
it could have.
It could have.
Yeah. It could have got ugly.
But I can't imagine Tony Yayo retracting and apologizing and like going the J. Cole route ever.
Oh, nah, J. Cole, this how I look at it. I just feel like he's a humble guy. He's a guy that, he loves hip hop. And, sometimes the media, in a lot of people's eyes, and what are the media doing? They just doing their job.
Of course.
For the people, you just doing your job. So you shouldn't be, if somebody mad at you, they should be mad at Fox 5 and mad at 10 or 11 and anybody else.
Right.
And that's what I think I learned. But for me is, one thing I learned, like I said, we're public property. That's what I like about you. You don't give a say nothing about you.
No.
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't give a somebody says something about me.
Right.
I don't care. I just ignore it and just go on about my day.
It's never that serious to me. In fact, anyone that I've ever said anything about almost every person can get on the phone with me. We could work it out and do an interview.
Yeah, because you're public property.
Exactly.
I could walk around in the street and somebody could say, you, Yayo, you. And I can't take it personal. I might say back.
Right.
Because we in New York City, everybody's stuff here. I might say back, but I don't care. I realize that everybody's public property, and that's every celebrity, every YouTuber, anybody. We're just public property, man. Anybody can say what they want to say.
Well, speaking of gangsters in Canada, there is the Toronto rapper Top 5 who just beat a murder charge.
Shout to Top 5 in the Toronto gangsters.
You know who that is,
my
right?
nigga Bun.
I guess he said that Drake, paid for his lawyer and helped him get off and everything else like that. He did an interview and he basically threatened to shoot Kendrick if he comes to Toronto.
Oh, that's crazy. I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
That's
Toronto's no joke, man.
That's crazy.
Do you think that Kendrick could come to Toronto and do a big show without any problems?
I don't know, man. I really can't answer that question.
Do you think Drake could come to LA and do a big show right now?
All I'm saying to you is I think it shouldn't go there. I know Top 5.
No, we all don't want it to go there.
Yeah, I don't think it should go there because Top and them niggas from LA, Top, TDE, them niggas some real gangsters over there. And the niggas from Canada, they gangsters too.
They are, but Top doesn't go out there pushing the line and creating violent situations. I know Top.
He's a businessman, of course. Shout to Top.
He actually did a great job not following the Suge Knight blueprint and going a direction where he made way more money.
Because he could definitely,
he could have gone the other way.
Them niggas ain't soft. Nobody in LA is soft, right?
Not at all.
And niggas in Canada is not soft.
Right.
And this is what I try to tell you. I got to go to Canada. I got to go to LA. So I stay neutral, all of that. If the whole thing is when you say certain things, you got to remember the police and the feds are watching. Mm-hmm. So, Top 5 and them niggas are street niggas, Presser, Bun, fucking Drake. He got real niggas over there. Top, he got real niggas over there. But them niggas ain't saying what they gonna do or whatever like that. So for me is Canada, first of all, I don't think Canada want Kendrick there anyway because just of the situation. But it's some shit that these two niggas could get on the phone and maybe work out, maybe not. But they fucking multi-millionaires. So for top 5 and all the niggas getting into it and different people, I just think you just gotta be careful because police is watching. And you know Canada, they won't let you in. Like they give me a tough time coming in.
Oh, you been stopped at the border?
Of course. I gotta get paperwork and lawyers and the office and 50 arrange that for me to come there. Of course.
It's because you're a felon.
Of course.
Got it.
So out there, like, you gotta kind of be easy. Like, you know, dudes like Pressa and Bundo, I seen them get banned from certain shows. So they kind of gotta be easy because they're dope artists and they want to go bigger than what they is. Of course, you got Drake co-signing you good. But as for going there and not going there, that would be something that I guess they will have to work out. Because if you do a no-fly zone for somebody somewhere else, when you go to LA, it might be a no-fly zone.
Well,
You know what I'm saying too?
Drake, his streak of charting on the Billboard 100 since April of 2022 has recently ended. He's no longer on the Hot 100. Not like us, just beat out Old Town Road as the longest time spent on the Hot Rap Songs chart.
I mean, this might, listen, with Drake.
Are we seeing a shift?
Listen, this is what you could say. With this is one of the biggest things you ever seen in hip hop is you've seen two of the biggest artists in the world go at it. And, you know, I mean, I think the world enjoyed it.
Yeah.
As for it going to another level, hopefully it can never go to that. And, you know, Kendrick's doing the Super Bowl, fucking Drake's doing the World Cup.
Wait, Drake's doing the World Cup?
I believe so. In Canada.
Wait.
I think he's doing the World Cup in Canada or something. He's doing the World Cup coming up. I think he's doing that.
No.
Or is this a rumor?
No, it's a rumor.
Okay. I could have sworn I seen that out there. Future World Cup?
Wait.
See? I know my information like, you know.
They say that Drake might be performing at the World Cup because Toronto's hosting in 2026. So maybe.
If Toronto's hosting in the next, 225, 226, 9 times out of 10, Drake will be doing the World Cup and Kendrick's doing the Super Bowl. It's a win for both of them. Now,
it might happen. I don't think it's confirmed. I think it's a rumor.
I mean, it's just
it would make sense though. And they also said that Drake turned down the Super Bowl twice.
That's what I'm saying. So
Steve Styles. And you know, and that's not shocking.
Yeah.
He's a huge artist.
At the end of the day, these dudes are in their $30, $40 million mansions, man. Like, and as for top 5, yeah, he's a real street nigga. These niggas, like, the thing about Canada is motherfuckers think, like I say it again, Canada's not sweet. It's not.
Yeah.
So it's like, motherfuckers from the U.S., we might figure out, nah, this sweet. There's places all around the world. We can go to Africa, we can go to India, right? We can go to Brazil. There's a fucking hood everywhere. Do gangsters exist in Canada? Yes. You was talking about Hell's Angels, right?
Yeah.
They got Hell's Angels, they got Mongols, they got Bloods, they got Crips. And yes, them niggas all gangsters. You know? Hopefully, niggas could work out a situation. Maybe, imagine if Drake and Kendrick did a record together.
Imagine if Kendrick brought Drake out for the Super Bowl.
That'd be crazy.
It'd be bananas. Well, let me ask you a question.
That would be history in the making.
One of my VladTV YouTube members, Image5, he brought up a question because sometimes I'll announce an interview.
Shout to, you said Image5.
Image5, yeah.
All right.
He says, do you believe that Kendrick ja-ruled Drake?
I don't think so.
No? But look, the charts, he's no longer on the charts. He hasn't had any songs that have really reacted recently.
I feel like this is what I feel like. I feel like Drake, he announced he's having an album, maybe fourth quarter, he said, with Party Next Door. I seen that.
Yeah.
Right? The album comes out with hits, people forget about it. At the end of the day, it was good for hip hop. Like, Kendrick dropped his album, because if I was Kendrick, I would drop my album on Super Bowl. That would make sense. Like, on Super Bowl, the album with all his success this year. And with all the success Drake had, he could drop an album whenever. He could drop, fourth quarter, December, with Party Next Door. It's a win for both of them. So that's my answer for both of them. If he drop an album the day of Super Bowl, everybody's gonna buy it. If Drake drops an album fourth quarter, December around Christmas time with Party Next Door, with some fucking hit girl records, everybody's gonna buy it. Everybody's gonna be back on both of these guys, you know. And that's just how it is. It's not a lose-lose situation.
Well, you could say that, but here's the thing. And you could talk about the G Unit murdering beef as an example of this.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Hold on. I'm just going
because you got to understand.
Hold on. Let me just put out my point, and you can respond to it.
Right.
Ja Rule had a huge hits, everything else like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
When 50 started going at him and started telling his fans not to like Ja Rule and everything else like that.
Right.
Ja Rule had the New York record, which did pretty well.
Right.
But ultimately, because 50 became a bigger artist than Ja Rule and was telling all the fans not to rock with Ja Rule anymore, the fans all slowly were like, yeah, we don't like Ja Rule anymore. And Ja Rule never got back to that height of where he was before the 50 Cent beef. By Kendrick saying to all his fans, you shouldn't like Drake anymore, there is a chance that all the Kendrick fans will basically be like, yeah, you're right. Maybe we don't like Drake. Maybe Drake is kind of corny. Maybe he really isn't not like us. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it could happen.
But Ja Rule tried to do records with Bobby Brown in the middle of he had the Bobby Brown, like in the middle of a battle. It's kind of different. They was going neck to neck, and then They Like Us came.
Ja Rule wasn't really responding to you guys most of the time back then.
No,
he even said that was a mistake.
Remember he had that whack song?
Clap
We gonna
back.
clap back.
That was that one song.
We gonna clap back.
Right.
That's
Not a hot song.
That was
I'll
so
agree
trash.
With you. I'll agree with you. New York was a good record, though.
What?
The New York record. The Ja Rule did.
Yeah, Jadakiss on it.
And Fat Joe.
Ja Rule was trash, man. Murder Inc. was trash. They run when they had the singing shit with Ashanti.
It did great. Always on time.
Ashanti was making them hot and all that. And then you had the singing, always on my phone. You had J-Lo and all that.
I like that song.
It was you could like it.
Yeah.
But he was the singing man. He wasn't really the battle shit.
I think
Ja Rule, Drake got bars, nigga. Ja Rule ain't have bars like Drake, nigga.
I personally think if Ja Rule had completely ignored what you guys were doing and made more records with Ashanti and made more R&B type records, I think he could have maintained his career. That's what I think. I think by trying to do clapback, which is sort of out of his element.
Ja Rule is a bitch, man. To this day, that nigga's a bitch.
I know you're gonna feel the way you're gonna feel.
Murder Inc. was always trash, and G Unit we had Eminem.
Yeah. And Dr.
Just like
Dre.
we destroyed them. We took out the Source magazine. Shout out to Eminem. You know, it's just another day at the office. That's why Benzino was always mad. Because it's just another day at the office.
You had talked about this when you did I watched the interview you did with This Is 50. It was you and Murder together.
Mm-hmm.
And you're talking about how these days you don't have songs like Self-Destruction or All in the Same Gang.
Yeah.
What's interesting is I actually interviewed Young MC recently, who was also on All in the Same Gang.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that'd be a really dope concept in 2024 to have a bunch of top rappers do a song like Self-Destruction.
Yeah, that Self-Destruction had all the top rappers in the 80s, and they was talking about us destroying ourselves.
Exactly. And then the West Coast did their version of it.
Right.
With Eazy-E and Dr.
and
Dre and Young MC.
That was a cool time in hip hop. And now, like, I don't ever see it happen. But you know, at that time, nah. Cause you gotta remember there was a lot of positive songs from a lot of rappers too. Like Big Daddy Kane and them. They had different kind
You got positive songs these days too. It's not a different time completely. You got positive rappers?
Like who?
J. Cole?
He just was in the battle.
No, he wasn't.
No,
he wasn't. J. Cole, top rapper, mostly positive.
Yeah, he's I would say, when I want to say positive rap, I would say Common Sense. I would say Tribe Called Quest. I would say Talib Kweli, you know, until you get in a battle with one of them guys, because they battle too. So
yeah, J. Cole's a positive rapper. So if you got invited to be on a Self-Destruction type song, would you do it right now?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, you know what I would say it was the gateway of rap with that, who I would say is K Slay.
Yeah.
Rest in the peace to him.
Rest in
So
peace,
it's
yeah.
like, if K Slay was around, somebody I admire and is a legend in the game, and one of the guys from Harlem, I would do it with K Slay.
Okay, so you would
Yeah,
do
because
it
he had
with
me
the
get
right
on.
person.
Yeah, he got me get on. I got on 50 MCs just because it's case.
Well, I don't know if you know the story, but the guy that put together We're All the Same Gang was Mike Conception.
Oh shit!
You know who that is?
He's a big drug dealer or something, right?
Well, I believe he was one of the founders of the Crips.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
So he made some phone calls.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, self-destruction.
done.
I mean, yeah, everybody was on there. I remember Miss Melody. I think even Miss Melody was on there. KRS-One. You had, was D Nice on there? D Nice.
KRS-One, along with D Nice and Miss Melody, Stetsasonic, Cool Mo D,
yes.
MC Light.
Man.
You ain't guarding the door, so what you got a gun for?
Oh, yeah. MC Light, Cool Mo D. Yeah, that was a classic.
Dougie Fresh, Just Ice,
Yeah.
Heavy D.
Heavy D, come on.
And of course, I can't believe you're forgetting these guys.
Who?
Public Enemy.
Oh, Public Enemy. I knew everybody. Listen, on Self-Destruction, I knew everybody that was a somebody.
Right.
That was, as me, as a kid watching that Video Music Box, like, come on, bro. Self-Destruction. That was every rapper that we fucking looked up to. Every rapper you named on there is in the Hall of Fame. Even Miss Melody was KRS Girl. I always remembered her.
Right.
Like,
it was his wife.
Come on. That was his wife back in the days.
Right. Now, We're All in the Same Gang was produced by Dr. Dre.
Oh, shit.
King T, Body and Soul.
I remember King T.
Def Jeff, Michelle A, Tone Loc, Above the Law, Ice-T, Dr. Dre, MC Ren, JJ Fad.
Oh, yeah, JJ.
Young MC.
Remember JJ Fad, too.
Digital Underground. Shock G. Oaktown's 357. MC Hammer.
That's crazy.
And the song ended with Eazy-E.
Oh, yeah, come on.
And Eazy-E was talking his shit.
We gotta play those. We gotta play that one.
That was a great record.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Those
are all the legends from the West Coast at that time.
They weren't even all West Coast guys because Young MC was actually from, I think originally from New York. Def Jeff was a New York rapper.
Digital Underground was from the Bay, no?
Yeah, they're from the Bay. Everyone else was from the West Coast.
Remember when that came out? I remember when that beat came out, that Digital Underground?
Yeah. And people were trying to figure out whether Shock G and Humpty Hump were the same person.
That shit was crazy.
I mean, that's where Tupac got to start.
Yeah, Tupac was on that record, Digital Underground.
Same song.
Yeah, they always picked the right beats, though.
They're...
She ran, but I remember JJ Fad, too. They was back in the days.
Yeah.
I forgot what song they had. I remember that joint.
Supersonic.
Supersonic.
I interviewed them. I interviewed the girls.
That's crazy because you would think that was like a East Coast record sound.
Dr. Dre did it.
Huh?
Dr. Dre did that record.
Dr. Dre did Supersonic?
Yes.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah. Well, Arabian Prince, I think, did the original version, and Dr. Dre kind of came in and kind of
did it over, of course. Well, he produced it. Yeah, well, I mean, it was a sample, but he did it over, so it sound good. I never did he did Supersonic.
In fact, that was the first hit song on Ruthless Records before Eazy-E hit and everything else like that.
Supersonic. I thought that, I would have thought JJ Fad was from the East Coast with that one. That beat was hard.
Well, back then you couldn't tell. Everyone kind of was trying to sound
Was they breakdancing in the West Coast back then?
Of course.
Okay.
Well, it started out more pop locking.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it kind of, got into more of the breakdancing, but like popping was more of the West Coast thing originally. That's how I started hip hop, man. In elementary school, I started breakdancing. That was my introduction to hip hop. As a breakdancer. Yeah. All that.
Not with the cardboard box, motherfucker.
The cardboard box.
You wasn't nice like Jermaine Dupri.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't nice like Jadakiss, who could still
Jermaine Dupri, my
do
guy.
the Winfield.
We had him
Windmill, I mean.
We had him in New York City. He was like, the girls don't get naked in here. You know, the girls be half naked. Atlanta, they butt ass. Huh?
Well, one of my members asked me a question also. He said...
What's his name? Molo
Soko. He
Molo
said...
Soko?
Molo Soko, yeah.
Molo Soko. My man Molo Soko. What he said?
He said...
This is what we got to start doing. Everybody sending questions to Vlad. Vlad is paying way more money, so you might see me a couple of more times on it.
There you go.
So y'all send y'all questions to Vlad.
There you go.
So it won't be biased because it's like 60-40, 60% of y'all. Shout out to my man in Vegas. He was like, yo, he want to see me back on. And then shout out to my people in New Orleans because they was like, you're a culture vulture. You. But you know who you are, New Orleans. You know who you are in Vegas. So what is he asking me?
He said that when G-Unit was fully active and,
Yes.
and you know, at their height.
Uh-huh.
Who was the entourage that you guys, you know, ran into? Who was the most like militant? Like what other hip hop crew had the most militant entourage? I don't mean that you guys got in beef into, but when you see them, it's like, oh, okay,
I
these
would
guys.
I would say Fat Joe on them.
Yeah, I would agree.
I would go with Fat Joe. Pistol
You couldn't even
Pete.
walk up to Fat Joe back in the day.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
Fat Joe on them. Most militant. Told you, I seen Pistol Pete, 2 little Spanish motherfuckers. Shh. So we gotta be ready, gotta keep something, cause you know.
Yeah.
Pistol Pete, the real one, rich, all them news around him real. Cause the dude, let me tell you, all my Spanish from the Bronx, what I realized is them niggas are just a different kind of breed. Dominican, Puerto Rican, Ecuadorian, Mexican, the Dominican, Puerto Rican niggas, they just another type of breed. They would have died for Joe, like literally. And we would have died for Fifth. But they have the same pride as us, that Latin pride, man. Don't with the motherfuckers chop your ass up, huh?
Spider Loc was on your first album, right?
Yeah.
What happened with him and G-Unit?
I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you. Spider Loc came more from Buck, but, you know, he was from LA, and, you know, I was the type, any new artist that came on, I was never a hater. Some of them probably hated me, but, you know, Spider Loc, I put him on. I put him on my first album. I don't even think Buck had him on the album. I'm not sure.
I think
Maybe
you're
he
right,
did, but I put him on my first album. You know, I took him on my first tour. As for what happened, I really don't know the fallout. That's more of probably a Buck thing, because, you know, Buck really fucked with, you know, Spider Loc and the Crips in L.A. You know me, I'm New York nigga, so I don't really know L.A. politics. But he came to the unit, niggas embraced him. Yayo, throw him on your album. All right, well, he had some bars, sound gangster. Let me throw him on the album, throw him on the joint, call it is what it is, and that's how the world worked. Right here.
Well, you had posted this on your own Instagram.
Uh-huh.
You said, what is the best G-Unit mixtape?
Mm-hmm.
And there's Guess Who's Back, 50 Cent is the Future, No Mercy, No Fear, Bulletproof, Automatic Gunfire, and God's Plan.
Uh-huh.
What do you think is the best?
I would say 50 Cent is the Future, because that was really the first mixtape with me.
I was
and
in New
Banks.
York when I saw these mixtapes circulating.
Shout out to Banks, shout out to 50, but 50 Cent is the Future. That was the beginning. We started doing people's records over, and it wasn't guaranteed we was gonna win. We was in Shot Money Best basement, just you know, recording and fucking around, and Who Kid, you know, he happened to be there. It was Who Kid and Cool Kid at that time, and Who Kid,
I remember
he was,
Cool Kid, yeah.
It was Who Kid and Cool Kid. You wouldn't know the difference, and then that's when it all started, and we got a name. And you know, certain times on the mixtapes, they would just say 50 Cent and G-Unit. They wouldn't name me, Yayo, and Banks, and then all of a sudden, you know, you hear the mixtapes and they say Yayo and Banks. I told you that's one of the biggest highs ever. To go to Jamaica Avenue and all the bootleggers, the whole block used to be G-Unit. So,
No, I mean, I had just moved to New York. This was like 2002, I think, when you dropped that, right? I had just moved to New York. I was a mixtape DJ fresh off the West Coast, and you saw it everywhere. And, you know, the three of you were also on the cover together.
Right. That's what I always tell you. And then God's Plan is, what's that, number 2?
I'm not sure
I think,
about the order.
but 50 Cent is the Future. You know, God working mysterious ways, man. That was the mixtape. And, you know, that was the time where we was selling crack in the hood. Me and 50 would be like, yo, stop selling crack in the hood. Just take some time to go to the studio. So he pushed us to go to the studio, and we, you know, we made that mixtape. And that's like one of the special things to me, because look how far it took us. You know, God is good.
All the way.
Yeah, it took us all the way to the top.
All the way to VladTV.
As well as the other, all the way to VladTV. Vlad, come on, God's been good to you too, man.
That's right, man. I'm not complaining.
20 years in the game, and you know, a lot of guys you hear say, yo, the young niggas, man, if you older, you can't do it. But it seems like all the older acts are the ones that are like making all the big tour money. You know what I'm saying? The Eminems, the 50 Cents, you know, the guys in their 30s, the Kendricks, the Drakes, and look at Nicki. Nicki just came off a big tour. Got a shout out because I came out to a couple of shows, and the energy with the Bobs, they wearing all fucking pink every show is fucking crazy.
Young Dolph.
Yeah.
The shooter, Justin Johnson, a.k.a. Straight Drop, just got sentenced to life.
Yeah.
Life in prison.
I've seen that.
And I talked to someone from Memphis. In Memphis, life means a minimum of 51 years.
Oh, yeah, I believe it. Because is that a Commonwealth state or no?
I'm not sure.
I mean, you know.
That means he'll get out when he's 80 if he's really lucky.
I mean, you know, the Ghost of Dolph, man. That shit, you know, that was a legend.
Yeah.
You got to think about this, man. When you do something to somebody that's high profile, you going to get caught, man.
Yeah, man. The
Any
whole
artist,
thing.
it's just, you think about it. It's 9 times out of 10.
Right, because Dolph gets killed, and then Yo Gotti's brother, Big Juke, gets killed.
Right.
Now, during the trial, they had basically brought up...
Yeah, said he dropped a bag, supposedly.
He said he had a $100K hit on Dolph. Straight Drop only got $800 for actually doing the hit. Imagine killing the biggest rapper in your area and making enough to buy a PlayStation 5.
Well, that's when see in the streets, if somebody did that that's the dumbest shit you ever heard, because the hitman will spin around and kill you.
Exactly. Right.
Like if you don't have his money, but
right.
That's to see, but you know, motherfuckers get caught up in the street games and supposedly like it's just stupid. $800,
right?
And Dolph is gone, man. Look, and you know that's why I tell you I believe in karma, man. You can't be a fucked up person out here. Let me tell you something. Dropping a bag on somebody and dealing with the street shit is real shit. There's no turning back once you do it. I don't know if he did it or not, or what. That's what he said. Supposedly, he could be making a blame on a dead man, could be not.
Right.
But once you play these games, these street games, there's no turning back. Now you got 51 years or whatever it is over some dumb shit.
Well, yeah, because there was also allegedly a $50,000 hit on Key Glock, $50,000 hit on PRE Woo, $20,000 on Snoop Bands, not Snoop, and then $5,000 on Moochie Grape.
That sounds similar to G-Unit, because they supposedly had $100,000 on Fifth, $50,000 on me, I think $25,000 on Banks or whatever. So that's the way the streets go. You got to move militant, you know, and rest in peace to Dolph. He had the bulletproof cars and everything, but motherfucker supposedly took a dumb hit. But, you know, in this game we are the targets, bro. And that's, you know, when they say, yo, being an artist is one of the roughest things in the world, yes, because you got to tell people who you are. I could be somewhere in a restaurant and somebody could see me from a mile away. You could be in the street, somebody see you from a mile away. So we have the hardest jobs in the world, and we got to move militant. And, you know, Dolph is, I always say the Ghost of Dolph. Dolph is like one of the best artists. Him and shout to Key Glock, because for him to, you know, take over and be successful, you know, that's big. A lot of people can't fill them shoes, but he's filling them shoes, so shout to him. But it's a sad thing when you see artists get killed and this shit play on TV and play on YouTube, because we regular people. Same thing with XXX, you know, it's like all these artists you see, Pop Smoke, you know, rest in peace to all the greats.
But those were robberies. Those were robberies that turned into murders.
This one is more of a hit.
B Rock as well. This was
it's just
over rap beef. And honestly, the fact that Young Dolph is dead, Big Juke is dead, and Big Juke got killed in front of his mother.
At a funeral, right?
I think leaving a funeral.
Yeah, but I mean...
You see what I'm saying? And I know that Big Juke's final thoughts were, man, all this was not all that serious.
Yeah.
For all this murder and mayhem and prison to occur over what? And I looked into this beef. I was really trying to figure out the Yo Gotti Young Dolph beef.
Mm-hmm. Supposedly.
Right. Some people say it was over a girl. Some people say Gotti wanted to sign Dolph and Dolph didn't want to sign.
Right.
Some people say, well, both of them had crews that were into some street shit or whatever. All this sounds very unnecessary for it to turn to murder and life sentences. Honestly.
I mean, but you know what, Vlad?
Everyone was making money. Everyone, like for Big Juke to put bags on people's heads when your brother has Glorilla and is a multi-platinum artist himself, like, is insane.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but at the same time, it's supposed to be like, maybe they could have been trying to get a lighter sentence making up shit. Maybe it's real, you know, but it's a part of the game. I done supposedly had bags on my head in the streets or in jail. It's a part of the game.
Okay.
You know?
We don't know what really happened, but do you mean to tell me that you think as a intelligent person that the murder of Big Juke had nothing to do with the murder of Young Dolph? You think that's just a coincidence?
I'm not gonna say it's not. I'm not gonna say it's not.
Right.
But
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say it's not. But I'm quite sure, you know, Memphis is a real rough neighborhood, rough place, and things happen, man. And, you know, rest in peace to Dolph, and rest in peace to
Big
Juke. And like you said, sometimes she can get carried away in hip-hop. It can get carried away in the streets. It can just get carried away in just real-life circumstances. So, I mean, it's fucked up.
Well, the Young Thug trial is still going.
Mm-hmm.
YSL Woody has become the most popular snitch in all of hip-hop of all time. He is doing 20 versus 1s. He's getting paid interviews. He spoke at a law school. He spoke at Thurgood Marshall Law School, which is at an HBCU.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing promotional posts. He's showing off money and cars. Are you at all surprised?
I mean, he's just living his life. I mean, from what I see, it seemed like him taking a stand was just all like like he's playing around. Like, from what I seen, the nigga just was like, tell the DA you stink and shit like that. It's like, I don't know. It seemed like it's all, like he said, he made it up and he's trying to make up for it. But what he do is his business. But for me, I think the whole trial is just some bullshit with Thug. They might as well just free him.
I mean, you know, they'll probably be...
And you don't hear Thug saying nothing about Woody, so he must be valid.
Well, no, Thug's not saying anything about anybody. That'll be witness tampering.
He just said something about Drake and Metro Boomin and everybody.
That's different. That has nothing to do with this trial.
Okay, cool, but I don't hear him saying nothing bad about Gunna either. So
once again, it'll be witness tampering.
I think this shit is, look, all I think is, this shit is, the Thug case is a whole bunch of bullshit. For YSL Woody, he's getting his money. I'm not knocking him because he's a funny guy online. He's a funny nigga. When him and Charleston White did shit together, I ain't gonna lie, I was checking it out. Shit was funny. The 20 verse 1, shit was funny. You know, he's in the hood. He's riding motorbikes. He's letting his nuts hang. He's wearing jewelry. So he must be really gangster like that.
Well, no, I don't think anyone's doubting his gangster, but keep in mind, this whole trial is centered around Woody's statements about Young Thug. That's the basis of the actual trial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You take Woody out of the equation and Young Thug wouldn't even be locked up right now.
But he went on the stand and said he made shit up. So is that snitching?
I don't know what it is. Because there's another If
a nigga go on the stand and say, yo, I made this whole shit up. Even, in this shoe, because he admitted he was in the wrong, right? So if he admit, yo, I was in the wrong, I shouldn't have did that, which is right. I don't know what kind of pressure he was. I don't know if he was high. I don't know the man. You know what I'm saying? I just go off of what I see as his character online. But if he get on the stand and be like, yo, I made this shit up, he's obviously trying to make up for something. But the way he move around in Atlanta and nobody's saying nothing, he got to be some kind of gangster.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the whole thing is nuts.
The whole Thug trial been longer than the OJ trial. It's a bullshit.
No, it's the longest trial in Georgia state history.
It's the most bullshitted state case in history, bro.
I agree.
Let's just keep it real.
There was actually
seeing judges scream on prosecution.
Right, they've already changed the judges, I think, 3 times.
You're seeing judges fucking locking up Thug's lawyer.
Yeah.
Like, they might as well
locked up, but he was threatening to get locked up.
They just free Thug. You know what I'm saying? Free Thug, because this is the most bullshittest case. I think in New York, this shit would have been hung jury. This shit would have been done already. Like, it's just down south. I don't know what's going on. But if this case lasts one more year with Thug, just give him fucking time served.
Yeah.
Gunna's making good music. Woody, like, he's running around, he's getting his money. Let them motherfuckers do them. But free Thug. That's the whole thing. Because this got to be the most dumbest case ever.
There's actually a witness that agreed to testify in the case, and then he changed his mind and then refused to testify, so he was just given 5 years.
Who? Give who 5 years? The witness?
The witness, yeah. So there was someone that was, I guess, a YSL
member.
Let him
take him that. I think it's just a whole bunch of fabricated stories, and Thug need to be out, man. This shit just don't make sense. And I think what's going to end up happening is Thug going to get time served. That's it, man.
He might.
Time served, man. It's a bullshit case, man. Nobody's proving nothing, man. It's just a whole bunch of loopla. So is Woody really a snitch? Yeah, he made up a story, you say, or whatever, but he went on a stand and recanted that whole shit. So it's like, it's just like a whirlwind of accusations, and you don't even know what's going on because the fucking court system is fucked up down there, and you just don't know what's going on. And free Thug.
Since our last interview, we lost Rich Homie Quan.
Oh, yes. Rest in peace, man.
I did his first interview ever.
Wow. Rest in peace.
And
to
I
him.
stayed in contact with him. I did multiple interviews.
Right.
We talked. I talked to him a few weeks before he died.
Condolences to him and his family. Condolences to my man Strike. His mom's passed away. Condolences to my auntie Zette in Canada. She passed away. Who else? A couple of people passed away, but rest in peace to everybody. But Rich Homie Quan, back to him.
Rich Homie Quan is the 5th person that I've interviewed that has died from a fentanyl overdose.
Wow.
Coolio, Gangsta Boo,
I met
Aaron
Coolio.
Carter.
You know, I met Coolio before he died too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legend.
Crazy. Yes.
Aaron Carter, and Mac Miller.
Mac Miller, legend. All legends. Yeah, definitely Mac Miller. Yeah.
Gangsta Boo's a legend.
Yeah, Gangsta Boo,
Come
of course. Yes, of course.
Let's not forget Gangsta Boo. And Aaron Carter was a legend in his own right as well.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, as a kid, singer and everything,
yeah.
he was a huge deal. Lots of little girls had his posters up and everything else like that.
Right.
It's sad, man. Like, anyone who's doing street drugs right now really just doesn't care about
Yeah,
having
I
a
mean,
future.
it's sad because it's like, yo, if you sniff coke or you pop pills, it's like a roll of the dice now.
Yeah.
It's like you rolling dice with your life, and you know, if you choose to do that, get a test or something, like, because motherfuckers, you hear motherfuckers in the hood die off of just bagging up fentanyl, mixing that shit up with their work and doing what they got to do. But
So, let me ask you a question. When you were in the streets, when you were selling what you were selling, were there overdoses that were happening from certain batches around you and stuff like that?
Bro, I see crackheads live forever, bro. I see crackheads. I know crackheads live 50 years, man. I know for real.
So nobody was dying from overdoses?
Nobody was dying, bro. It was not like I seen people on dope, on coke, and they live forever, bro. Word. I know a lot of fiends that, you know, that from us being on the block, still love me, you'll still see some of them still alive that are outlive motherfuckers that are healthy. You know, and it was never no overdoses. Motherfuckers sniffed it. It was either the bad work where a motherfucker want to slap you in the head or want his money back, and that's what you call bad work. The bad work now is when you die.
So bad work basically was fake, right?
Huh?
It was fake, or it was just really just diluted?
No, it was just probably just stepped on a million times.
That's what I'm saying, diluted. Yeah.
So for like back in the days when we hustled, yeah, that was the last thing you worried about is somebody dying or for something you gave them. But now, you know, fentanyl, we fast forward to fentanyl, and you see where the game's gone. You see it's a roll of the dice, and God bless anybody who dies from it. It's like, hopefully you don't, or find a way to test the shit you got. Do what you do. I'm not advocating you do drugs. You know what I mean? But listen, do what you do. It's just try to test your shit at least, because you're rolling the dice with fentanyl. That shit's some powerful shit, bro.
Well, like look at, for example, NBA YoungBoy. He's in jail right now because he didn't want to get fake pills. You know, it's established that NBA YoungBoy is an addict. You know, I mean, he's posting pictures with pills on the ground and whatever else. But he was calling pharmacies with fake voices, having girls do it. That's why he's got like 65 drug charges right now.
Yeah, allegedly. Well, he has.
He has charges. I'm not saying he did
it. We're not saying he did it. We just supposed.
No, but it was true. I mean, you know, there was recordings from the pharmacist and everything else like that. Listen, he wasn't selling. That's probably not going to be a serious.
I think people are smart enough to know, like, young niggas I know in the street are smart enough to know it's like, yo, they not going to buy just a pill off the street anymore. People are hip to it now. Motherfuckers that pop pills, they be like, yo, you know what? They're smarter now. They're like, yo,
man, listen,
I'm not going to buy a pill. I'm going to put it like this. A lot of motherfuckers are smart enough to not buy pills off the street.
Last time I was in Atlanta, I had just finished interviewing an artist at a studio. We were out in the sticks somewhere. It was like his own personal studio. Okay. We finished the interview. A couple of dudes came in that he knew. They're like, oh shit, Vlad, what's good? Yo, we big fans. The artist left, went in the other room. As soon as he left, the two dudes looked at me and said, yo, Vlad, you want some? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I've never done in my life.
Right.
They're like, you sure? I said, I'm sure.
I think
I'm thinking in the back of my head.
I think when they see your nose, they think you just got
what it is. My nose is big, so I'm sniffing a lot of coke. I got the coke nose.
Yeah. Right. You know, when your sinuses fuck with you, motherfucker, you sniff it.
Coke.
Oh, I got big eyes, so they be like, yo, he want Yayo.
You know what's funny? I was walking in Brooklyn earlier today, and someone said, oh shit, that's Nicolas Cage.
Oh,
man, what up? They were dead serious. So I just put my hand up and kept
You
walking.
kind of look like Nicolas Cage with the beard now.
I've never heard anyone say it in public though.
Right.
But anyways, I'm thinking like, who the hell does some randoms in 2024? I mean, I'm really rolling the dice of my life if I'm about to sniff this.
Yeah, I mean, some people...
You know what I'm saying? Because fentanyl's real big in cocaine, too.
Some people will, will risk their life. And, there's a difference between having 1 brick and 2 bricks, Motherfucker, motherfucker turn that 1 brick fentanyl into something else sometimes, And, because I think it's used in hospitals.
No, it really is a drug for pain.
Right.
For serious, cancer and operations and stuff like that.
But it's just the dosage.
No, so look, I remember, I forgot who it was I talked to. It was some drug smuggler dude I interviewed, but basically they're saying how the cartels, they don't put any of their shit. In fact, they try to control it to the best of their ability, but by the time it hits the street level dealers, they're cutting it with everything else like that. The cartels, they don't want that heat.
Well, they're giving you bodies now for that shit anyway. So like if you're the last drug dealer that served somebody that died, there's a chance that you could go back in jail, like how they did with the dude from The Wire.
Right, Michael K. Williams.
For The Wire. What was his name? Omar from The Wire.
Michael K. Williams. He died from a fentanyl overdose.
And they went back to footage, and I think they found the dudes that got it.
And he got charged with murder.
Fentanyl, and he got charged with a body. So, like, back in the days, the only body we had to worry about is a body if you shoot it. You ain't have to worry about serving a nigga and catching a body. Who want to sell drugs and got to worry about a body? You know what I'm saying?
It's insane.
That makes no sense.
Yeah.
And then when in places, suburbia, like Long Island and nice places in Chicago or Pennsylvania, when you got these little kids dying in these nice neighborhoods, they really come in and service your ass with that body. So, when we was in the streets, we didn't have to worry about somebody we serving being a body. Now you got to worry about serving somebody and catching a body? Nah, drug game ain't the same, G's. And you mean to tell me I serve you because you want to get and you die off the shit and I'm getting a body? Nah, that's just like, and if it's fentanyl in there, of course, they're going to give you the body because it's fetty in there, but it was the person's choice to buy off you. That's how the drug dealer is going to look. You know what I mean?
And but plus the person selling doesn't know what's in it.
You might as well go get a job. Ain't nothing wrong with going to get a job.
No, not at all.
Go get a job. Because if I had to sell drugs now, I wouldn't do it. I'd just go get a job because I'd be worried about if I serve somebody, say I buy some shit off somebody, it got fetty in it, I open the bag, I could die. Or bagging up, I could die. Because you hear about that in hood, motherfuckers bag up and die.
So they're bagging up and they get fentanyl on their hands.
And that happened. Hood. Huh. You heard in the hood bagging up, dying, bagging up fetty.
Damn.
Word.
That's insane.
Yeah, you hear about shit like that. So the chances you buy work from somebody, you don't know if it got fetty in it or not. Boom, you could die from bagging up, or it got a certain amount of fetty and you might not die from bagging up. You serve somebody and they die. Nah, I'd rather not hustle. Just go get a job. Because when we hustle, we ain't have to worry about that. Those are the good times. When drug dealers had bus trips and all that, you know what I'm saying, and nice dice games in the alley, and fiends loved us. They came back. They didn't die. That was the object, to have somebody die off your shit.
Yeah.
But now, fast forward to the future, come on. Work is killing you. So I suggest if you do the drugs, well, I suggest you don't. But if you did, test that shit, because God forbid my kid's 16 and older now. So God forbid they somewhere in, knock on wood. You know what I'm saying? Something happened to a pill. You hear it all the time in suburbia neighborhoods. Little kids. And the parents what the parents want to do? They want to find that drug dealer and body up. But it's not the same, because it's not like motherfuckers having a good time. Motherfuckers getting dying.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And we ended off like that.
Yeah.
This is the Get Money episode with Vlad. Y'all thought I wasn't coming back, but Vlad give me a bigger check.
Round of applause. Round of applause.
It's all about the money. I know 60% wanted me here, 40% said fuck Vlad, but we here, we out.
Till next time.